got to stand up strong. Ain't the truth about themselves to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up. And throughout the world today.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Good morning. Welcome to the show. It's a rainy night in LA. And I feel like it's raining all over the world. It literally rained cats and dogs and illegal aliens last night. They came from everywhere. It was a mess. And then because I could hear the rain, it made me not want to get up this morning. I'm black. It reminded me of when I was growing up in Alabama on that plantation, amazing plantation. We had a tin roof house, and when it rained, the rain just pounded tin. But it sounded like music, perfect music from heaven, and it made you want to sleep. It reminded me of that. It was amazing. And so they were reporting that today is supposed to be the last day, I guess, for a minute. I'm wondering, will the water bill go down now in California? I doubt it, because once they start taking your money, they don't give it back. The government. Anyway, it is a rainy day, a rainy night. Rain, all over this world. It's raining. You can get involved by calling 888-7753, 773-888-77-JESSE, Jesse, Jesse. Amazing. My biblical question for this week. The biblical question is another doozy. What's trapping you? What's trapping you? Have you ever wondered that about yourself? What's trapping me? No, you haven't. Most people don't. Some do. Most don't. What's trapping me? We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show. JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And if you are too busy to sit and watch the show for whatever reason, wherever in this world, in this whole round world, we are heard around the world by everybody and their mama. But if you, and then for the flat earther, the whole up and down the world, if you're a flat earther. We are heard up and down the world by everybody and their mama living on flat earth. So if you're busy and can't watch it, you can podcast later, of course, but you could be listening to the show by calling the listen line at 641-793-1500. That's 641-793-1500. On your iPhone, iPad, you can podcast later. And check us out on social media, Instagram, JLP, Jesse Lee Peters on Instagram, and X, JLP Talk on X, and cozy.tv/JLP. Everywhere. like, follow, ring the bell, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. And to donate and have your super chats read out loud, go to Buy Me a Coffee. BuyMeACoffee.com /JLP Talk or Bond JLP on Cash App to comment. Donate and have your comments read out loud. Amazing. Manhood Hour is coming up in the third hour. Rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. Bring it back the order of God. God in Christ, Christ in man, man over woman, woman over children. And women are over the children because she's getting her instruction from the man and passing it down to the children. She's supposed to, most are not, but supposed to. I want to just say this to you. I've said it before, but I want to say it again, just as a reminder, so you can understand. By understanding yourself, you understand clearly what's happening in the world, and it will blow your mind. I want to remind you that human nature is evil. All human nature are evil. All, not one that's not. And the only way it changes, you must be born again of the Father. A brand new nature will be given to you, and it will be of love. And it will be God's nature, not yours. Just as Satan's nature is not you, but you live from it because you have identified with it. But all human nature is evil. And so I want you to remember that the government is made of human beings. Human beings are running the government. Human beings are running police departments and city councils and Congress and senators and presidents and whatever they might be. I want you to know that they are human beings and that they are evil as you. And the same devil that is driving you is driving them. And the same devil that want you to only be, cause you to only be about you and no one else, that you only love your own ego and no one else, not even your own children. The same devil that's causing you to do that, it's the same devil causing the government representatives to do the same thing. They are not about you. They can care less about you. It's all about each individual in government, each representative, each senator, each Congress person, man or woman, male or female. I want you to know they are not about you at all, not one iota. And if you doubt me, because you can prove me wrong, get to know yourself and then you see what's going on. But if you doubt me, look at the hell that they're bringing upon the American people. Look at the hell they bring upon each other as representatives. And it doesn't matter if you're a Republican or a Democrat. Republicans do it to Republicans. Democrats do it to Democrats. Democrats do it to Republicans. Republicans do it to Democrats. Liberals do it to conservatives. Conservatives do it to conservatives. Christians do it to Christians. And Christians do it to non-Christians. Non-Christians do it to Christians. All egos are about self. Look at the hell the government is bringing upon the people for personal gain. It's all about self, and they're no different than you. The government is made up of human beings, and human beings are evil. Look at the government. They bring they bring in all kinds of illegal aliens and crime, and they don't care. The police getting beat up by the U.S. citizens and non-citizens now, illegal aliens. The government is making that possible by saying to the police, you can't fight back. If you do, you're getting arrested. Your job will be destroyed. They're deliberately opening borders. Down in Texas, the governor down there has, according to the report, done a little something to stop a lot of the illegals from coming in. So there's like truckloads of them coming to California now. And the border wide open. There's a section where it just ends and it's wide open. And they're flooding our state and bringing nothing but crime and disrespect. Your government is made up of a body of human beings who are as wicked as you are. But in your mind, you expect them to be different. What foolish minds you have. All human beings are evil until they're born again of good. And most are not born again of good just because they quote the Bible and use Christian words. It's not a sign of being born again of good. The government is made of a body of evil people. Look at how they fight desperately to give our money to Ukraine, and they do nothing to protect American citizens. And so you have to ask yourself, what is in it for them that they're putting out all this money for Ukraine and nothing for America? Do they really love Ukraine more than they love America? No, they don't. That's an avenue for personal gain. Even the so-called president of Ukraine, the little fat guy, he can care less about the citizens that are being killed in Ukraine. It's about him. Why do you think he's begging for money? He never stopped begging. When would enough money be enough money? And where will you lay your weapon down and end the war? That's all you have to do. Lay your weapons down. When? But they don't, because they want to keep you giving, because they know you think that they're important, that they're more righteous than you, that they're going to take care of you, and they're lying, and you're blind. The individuals in government go after each other just like in your life, you go after others and they go after you, your family, your husband, your wife, your children, your own mama, your own daddy. Most of your mama, you don't see a lot from the daddies. But your mama's wicked. She goes after you. Your so-called friends, they go after you because their hearts are evil too, just like the people in government. Their hearts are evil, they're human beings. Human beings, the government is made of a bunch of human beings in a fallen state. But you glorify them because they make sure you know their titles. I'm a congressman. I'm a senator. I'm a president. I'm a secretary of state. I'm a this. Make sure you call me that. So you forget that I'm as same as you, screwed up, but you think I'm above you. But behind closed doors, I'm living in my ego and I'm miserable just like you. But they won't tell you that because they too desire power and wealth to try to make themselves feel better. I want to give you an example of a devil attack. And this female is no different than all human beings who has not returned to the Father. She is evil. And you can see evil working through her, and she loved the thrill of trying to hurt one man. It's a major thrill for her. She sat up in the court at the end of the bench there to make sure the world saw her, and she had a smirk on her face. Make sure Donald Trump is suffering. and the world see her and glorify her in her mind. She's getting a major thrill because she loves evil. I think it's amazing. It really is amazing that we are all created by God, and the way we treat one another is mind-blowing. But it's because until you return to the Father, you are possessed by evil. I want you to watch this evil devil attack. It just kind of keep a space between you and this person and watch her eyes, watch her smirk, watch the thrill she's getting in thinking, because that's what it is. All thoughts are all lies all the time, but she's thinking she's hurting her fellow man. Her whole life is built on it. And believe me, Donald Trump is not the only one she's doing this to. Evil is not your friend. It doesn't stop with one person. I want you to watch this person. Just watch her. Forget about her blackness. Forget about her overweight. Forget about her fro or whatever she has. But look at her eyes and smirch and don't, the devil going to try to make you hate her, but don't. Let the thought of hate pass. Listen from ABC. Letitia James said that she is prepared to seize the former president's assets if he is unable to find the cash to cover the fine. Watch this from ABC.
Late this afternoon, the AG told ABC News that she will seize the former president's assets if he is unable to find the cash to cover the $355 million fine for fraud.
If he does not have funds to pay off the judgment, then we will seek, judgment enforcement mechanisms in court, and we will ask the judge to seize his assets. And so at the end of the day, how he pays for the judgment is really not my business. At the end of the day, he is responsible and liable for $363 million plus $100 million in interest.
But the Attorney General is confident that her judgment will hold up and that she ultimately will prove victorious over the former president.
Woe unto the human being who try to get revenge against your fellow man, who rejoices in the pain of others. All you're getting is a temporary ego thrill, but your suffering will be mighty. As a matter of fact, it is mighty because as you're trying to hurt others, you're burning in yourself. You're hurt. You're burning. Hell is fire inside of you. So you're already suffering, thinking that you're hurting others. Letitia James is pure evil. You're looking at a body where evil has clearly made a home in and is working her overtime, and she loved the thrill of it. Whatever she could do to Donald Trump and get a thrill, she will. And as it's being reported, no one was damaged, no one was hurt, there's no one to pay the money to. But she doesn't care about that. She cares about the thrill. All egos cares about the thrills. How do you think mothers feel when they force their children, get up right now and clean your room now? I will. No, now. She's getting a thrill for bringing misery upon you. Forcing you to get up and do it now. The ego is about thrills because it's evil. Letitia, and these are the kind of people that are raising, that have been put in charge of children. And you wonder why the kids are so bad. This is why. This is why. The kids didn't just wake up one morning and decide, I just want to be bad. I'm going to go out and rob white people and Chinese and Asian people. I'm going to steal cars. I'm going to break in. I'm going to... They are being influenced by evil, passed down to them by their mothers, from their mother, by way of, and through their mothers. Evil produces evil. And I've never been aware of America being so evil as it is today. These people always talk about slavery and all that. Slavery is pancakes with syrup and strawberries on it and over easy eggs compared to this. It was that. Slavery is the world that you live in when you live in your ego. That's true slavery. Inner slavery, outer slavery, enslaving the body cannot be compared to enslaving the spirit, the mind. But fret not. And again, I don't know how all this is going to turn out for the great white hope, Donald Trump, but he knows something that you don't. Or maybe I don't even know. It's just very interesting to watch him. But Donald Trump holds the line. Well, I won't back down. I won't be turned around. I'm gonna keep this world from dragging me down, and I won't back down. Yeah, baby, there ain't no easy way out. Amazing. It's so amazing. I don't know if anyone else on earth is having as much interest in spiritual things as I am, and I'm not comparing myself. But once you start really paying attention to you, spiritual awareness is amazing. I had no idea. Donald Trump is holding the line. I wish is the wrong word, because you may not want it for yourself. But I suggest that you pay attention to you so you can see what's going on in all human beings. And you will not resent them, you will not judge them, because you will understand. Here's an example. Last night, Donald Trump from Fox, Donald Trump was in Greensville on Tuesday afternoon for a town hall event. And it was, I'm telling you, amazing. It was like the word in operation. As the Christians say, in the beginning there was the word. The Bible is the word. I am bringing the word. Donald Trump was in a town hall meeting yesterday. Watch this from Fox.
We had such success in history. Some of your favorite pollsters like McLaughlin and Fabrizio, I met them the day before I heard the word COVID or pandemic, the day before. And we were talking about the next election coming up. They said, sir, if Abraham Lincoln and George Washington came back from the dead, they couldn't beat you. I don't care about the revenge thing. I know they usually use the word revenge. Will there be revenge? My revenge will be success. Thank you very much, Kelly. Appreciate it. I like that question. I like this guy. I can tell. But he's a man of common sense. I'm a man of common sense. You know, they say you're conservative, you're liberal, you're this, you're that. No, we're people of common sense. It's a new category. I don't know if you've heard this, but I came up with this one, migrant crime. There's crime, there's violent crime, there's migrant crime. We have a new category of crime. It's called migrant crime, and it's going to be worse than any other form of crime.
Amazing. That lady asked him, I asked Donald Trump, will he try to get revenge against these people that's going after him once he become president, once and if he become president? He's like, no, my revenge is success. That is truly men and women who will return to the Father. There's nothing in you. It will change. When you're in a fallen state, you have that evil nature. You want revenge, right? But once you change to the God's nature, not some ideal about God, there's nothing in you that want to get revenge against other human beings, because you know what's going on. You know it's not them. They can't help it. Forgive them. They know not what they do. And so there's nothing in you that would want to get revenge. And Donald Trump is so on the mark with that, I didn't know what to do. I felt like, we're having church up in here. Nothing in you. Because you know they're already burning in hell, trying to hurt you. They're in hell in themselves, burning. They're on fire. What they're trying to do to others, they're doing it to themselves. So while there's no reason, and you understand. So you just keep on that straight and narrow, doing your thing as the light is guiding you. Isn't that amazing? That was so deep when she asked him that. And that guy, I didn't hear his question, but my producer told me that he was common sense in his question. And Donald Trump liked the fact it was a common sense question. Amazing. It's up to you. You can come out of your hell, or you can stay in your hell. And talk about common sense. According to Wikipedia.com, in 2015, during a debate, Donald Trump said, "This is a country where we speak English, not Spanish." Remember when there was an organization or people gathering together to promote English only in this country? I remember that when I first started out, and what I do, they were fighting for English only. Because over at one hospital, or that I would go on name right now, is they had a lot of Mexicans. And the Mexicans, according to the reports I got back from other people that tried to get jobs at this hospital, the Mexicans were only hiring Mexican and English-speaking people. And if you only spoke English, the Mexicans wouldn't hire you. And the blacks were ticked about that. And I don't blame them, but they were like, what the? So in 2015, according to Wikipedia.com, during a debate, the Great White Hope, Donald Trump, they didn't say Great White Hope, I did. Donald Trump said that this is a country where we speak English, not Spanish. And some of you may remember this movement, Wikipedia.com. The English-only movement is a political movement that advocates for the establishment of English as the only official language in the United States. Watch this from X.
Have signed an executive order saying that English is no longer America's national language. It's Executive Order 13166.
Thank you for calling 911. Please listen for your language. For Spanish, press 1. For Korean, press 2.
Do you ever miss English? Immigration is out of control. Bush and Gore are writing off English for good. What can you do? Vote for the third party that puts Americans first. Vote Buchanan for president.
For Swahili, press 12.
For Swahili. Oh, remember that? Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. I want my America back. Bring back, bring back, bring back my America to me. Well, we've come a long ways from that. That's for sure. When I come back, your phone calls, your super chats, and everything else. Amazing. Quick break. 888-7753-773. 888-77. Just when will you wake up? When will you take control of your own life as an individual? You're responsible for you. Back in a moment. You can't run from evil within yourself or outside of self. You got to deal with it. And you need good in order to deal with evil. And God is good. You need to return to the Father. And you'll see within you, he will fight the battle for you. And he will fight it without. because he will show you how to deal with it, and you will have no fear. Love God with all your heart, all your soul, all your might, along with nothing else. Nothing else means yourself, your children, your wife, your things, your ego, your reputation, and all that. You can't care about any of that. The children of anger will use it to control you. But if you love God, he will renew your mind, and none of those things will be before him. And so when they go after you, oh, well, you may take my body, you may take my things, but you're not going to take my soul. And that's a true reality. So let me, before I go to the phone, before I go to your calls, there is one line open now, 888-7753-773. Welcome back. I mentioned that at one time in this country, in my country, there was a movement for English only because we're being invaded by all the other different languages. And the government, a body of people which is evil, will try to cater to those people and making American people suffer. You notice now when you call a company, they tell you, press 1 if you want English, press 2 if you want Spanish, press this if you want that. I'm like, what the? But English only movement is just an idea now. It's gone. It is so bad now that in the United States of America, that idea has disappeared. And we have moved so far away from that according to postmillennial.com, the San Francisco Election Commission has appointed its first ever, get this. And remember I said government is made up of human beings and humans are evil. Don't let anyone tell you human beings are innately good. No, they're not. That's a lie. Another bald-faced lie invented in hell. According to postmillennial.com, the San Francisco Election Commission has appointed its first ever non-citizen to the board responsible for overseeing election policies. Yes, you heard it right. The San Francisco, according to the postmillennial.com, the San Francisco Election Commission has appointed its first ever non-citizen, not citizen, not a citizen of the United States of America. Can you believe that? Its first non-citizen to the board responsible for overseeing election policies. How is that possible? A non-citizen is appointed and made responsible to oversee election policy. This female by the name of Kelly Wong, an immigrant from Hong Kong. See? Hong Kong is ineligible to vote. A non-citizen from Hong Kong who is not eligible to vote in our country has been appointed, according to postmillennial.com, appointed to the board responsible for overseeing election policies. She can't vote. She's a non-citizen, and she's going to make decisions about our election policies. She was sworn in on February 14th. Watch this from KTSF.
咁就其實喺2年前我嚟到三藩市嘅時候咧，咁我就認識咗好多原來三藩市有好多嘅權利㗎喎，好多權利係好多非公民啊。但係咧，我哋政策上咧好少有我哋嘅聲音。
作為非公民嘅佢，形容成為選舉委員嘅過程歷經唔少挑戰。
No English. I don't know if she even speak. She spoke Hong Kong. And she's on the board responsible for overseeing election policies. A non-citizen who cannot vote from Hong Kong. And I don't know if she can speak English, but as you can see, she didn't do it there. I'm being told she does speak English. Why not there? She's been sworn in. How do you know she was sworn into God or she was sworn into Hong Kong God? The government is built up, comprised of human beings who are as evil as you are, and their agenda is the same, about self and self only. All for the thrill. If you love thrills, you're evil. A thrill seeker would do anything to get a thrill, because the thrill is for the ego. And they call it love sometimes. And it's not love, it's hate. Casey is a first-time caller out of Indiana. Casey, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Oh, hello. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, Casey. You're on the air.
Yes. So I just wanted to speak with you about two things.
Okay.
The first thing I wanted to say is my husband and myself listen to you a lot, usually daily, and we really enjoy your content, and we agree with you, and you've taught us a lot. And frankly, I think you've helped make our marriage stronger in a lot of ways.
Amazing.
First thing. Yeah, I think that's amazing, too. A second thing, though, is, you know, I had my mother come over, and she and I had a lot of issues, lot, like going all the way back from when I was very young. And I had her come over after listening to some of your preachings and teachings, and she came over, and I face-to-face, like, told her, like, that I forgave her, and, you know, we embraced, and it was a really, like, beautiful moment. And I went through that, and I tried to forgive my father, but unfortunately, my father, like, he had taken his own life several years ago, and I really am not sure how to forgive him. I can't forgive him to his face. So that's one issue, and I've been trying to deal with that. But the main thing is I felt like I was doing so good and on such a great path with God, and I had a horrific injury occur to me at an airport. I fell from the very top of an escalator to the bottom, and I, like, hurt my back very badly. And now I have to have all these procedures done, and I'm going to have this injury for, like, the rest of my life. And I'm angry, and sometimes I just catch myself so mad. And then sometimes I just catch myself just crying. And I'll just start praying to God and trying to push out intrusive thoughts, but they just keep coming at me. And I feel like I'm just, like, losing control over my anger. And almost like I'm going through some stage of grievance. And I wondered if you had any, you know, ideas on how I could deal with that part specifically.
Okay. Number one, concerning your father, the way you forgive him now that he's expired already, by knowing that something else is controlling you and that it made you angry, it made you feel fear, it made you feel doubt, and that it was controlling you. It is never you. It was never you. And when you can realize that about yourself, it will cause you to realize that about your father and your mother. And in seeing that, it will cause you to forgive them because they could not help themselves either. The same evil spirit that's driving you is driving them. And that's what even drove your father to take his own life. He believed a lie that the devil said, whatever, you're no good, it ain't worth living, take your life, you're not worth being around. And he thought it was him and took his life. He could not help himself. When you can realize that, then you can forgive him. God will cause you to forgive him.
I agree.
He loved you. He just couldn't help himself. Your mother, she did the best she could, too. She couldn't help herself. She hates her mother as well.
Yes, she does.
Yeah.
She's very outspoken about it.
Yeah.
She's always been very outspoken about it. And my relationship with my mother, I was always the mother to her, which is weird.
Yeah, don't be
So
the
I
mother
I always
anymore.
had to take care of her. Yeah. So I've stepped back from doing that.
Nice.
But I was afraid though that in me stepping back from taking care of her and helping her, that I was not being loving and that I was not being a good daughter. So.
No, that's the devil in you with that. That's not you. The fear you have is not of you. It's of your father, the devil. And there's no such thing as that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so drop that idea.
Okay.
And then as far as your body, you fell, beta back, and now you have a beta back. It's just...
Yeah, I've got a beta back.
Beta back! Join the club with Hake. But, but it's just your body. It's not you. And there's nothing for you to be angry about. So when the devil tell you, oh, Lord, you were supposed to be close to God. Now you're falling. You hurt your back. You can't function. You're a mess. Those are just evil spirits talking to you. Don't identify with them. Just watch them, but don't identify with them. You are not your thoughts. You're not the thoughts. You're not your body. You're not the feelings. So don't identify with the body either. And the body is a great possible chance of it being healed if you don't identify with it.
Interesting.
And the anger,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. The anger too. The anger part is obviously I can't get up and go for a morning jog. I can't do a lot of things around the house that I love to do. I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I really, really enjoy that, and I love it. It's my life, and I'm just like, my husband's doing all these things now, and he's working a full-time job. And that's part of the anger, but another part of the anger is before I fell, I was at the Orlando airport. Before I fell, I had asked 3 employees to help me with my luggage. I'm like 5'3", 120 pounds. I'm little. And I had really heavy luggage. And I asked like 3 people, and I felt like if just one of those people would have done one act of kindness to help me, that none of this would have happened. And I just can't stop thinking about that. Like, I'm just so angry.
But that's the devil giving you all those false lies about if one kind person had helped me, pretending to be you. If one kind person had helped me, this would not have happened. If this would have happened, he want you to be angry by judging them. Don't do that. That's not you. Those are not your thoughts. That's not your voice telling you that. Let those things pass. The devil is trying all he can and all his little demons to stay inside of you, to make a home in you and stay there. Don't fall for it. Those people at the airport didn't owe you one thing at all. They didn't tell you to bring some heavy lunch. You decided to do that. And it wasn't their job to help you up a stairway. You did that. So you can't blame anyone else for that but you. And then blaming you, it just, I was blind. I could not see what I was doing. Wow, I was unconscious. I didn't realize they say I should have gotten on the elevator rather than up the stairs.
Right.
I'm a little person. And don't be angry to see that, and all things are possible.
Yeah.
And that anger that's coming up, don't call it you ever again. It is not you. The real you is not angry. That is the false you in operation. And then because you'd hurt the body, the devil is really trying to give you a reason to be angry. There is never, ever, ever, I don't care what happens to you, there's never a reason or time to be angry. Never.
Well, thank you, Jesse. I really appreciate you.
So listen, stop identifying with that anger. The devil just giving you a bunch of ideas to make you angry or make you think that it's you that's angry, so he can, and his little demons can continue to live in your mind and your body. Don't fall for it. Let that pass. Don't call it you. And now that you've hurt your body, you can't move around the house the way that you could in the beginning. Accept that. Don't be angry about that. It is what it is. And accept it, but don't be angry. And one day you'll get up and walk.
Yeah. Yeah, I will.
And stop listening to those voices in the head.
Mm-hmm. I will. Thank you, Pastor.
You can call me Jesse. Not Pastor.
Jesse.
Thank you, Pastor. Let me ask.
I just want to be respectful.
You would if you called me Jesse.
Jesse. Thank you, Jesse.
Let me ask. Anything I've said that you don't understand or disagree with?
No. No, you are so right.
Yeah, you listen to the voices. Just because you hurt your body, it's not a time to go back to listening to the devil.
Right.
Just take it one moment at a time. Be aware, consciously aware of thoughts and feelings. Go through them consciously, and you will be amazed at the outcome.
All right. All right.
Let me know how it goes, Casey.
I will. Have a good day.
You too. Amazing. Amazing. Scott from a first-time caller out of North Carolina. Let's see here. Scott, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Thank you. How's it going, Jesse?
All is well, sir.
Good. I was just calling in to say hello, good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Just some of the topics, yeah.
Yes, sir.
What you got going on?
What do that mean?
As far as the topic today, what's the question?
Oh, I didn't call you. I don't know. I don't have a question for you.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just calling. Yeah.
Well, hi. Thank you for calling, man. I don't know who you are. I don't have a question. Hold on a minute. I don't know. There was something here that you said. Hold on, Scott. I'll let Sean talk to you. Let me go to Todd, the first time call out of Indiana. Todd, welcome to... Sean, for some reason, Scott thought I called him. I ain't called nobody. I don't have no question for Scott. Todd, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Yes, sir. I'm a huge fan.
Thank you.
I was wondering your opinion. We're on the same page. I'm a huge Trump supporter. I like Putin. I like what he does. I hope you're right about Benjamin Netanyahu. I really do. I just don't. I don't know where I stand really with him. I just hope you're right.
The dream team, Trump.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
And Netanyahu.
The first two I got. Yeah. Yeah, I just don't trust Netanyahu. I really don't.
Why not?
Okay, Trump, of course. I know what they did was wrong on October 7th, but the children didn't have to die like that. I mean, you're talking 34,000 and counting, or it could be way more than that.
What did he do to you? He hurt your children?
No.
What do you mean? I thought you said he hurt your children on November 12th.
No, not at all. October 7th.
He hurt your children on October 7th?
He did not, no.
But what do you mean you don't trust him then?
I just, in general, I don't trust him.
Why not?
I mean, I don't like all our money going over to Israel. How about that?
Oh, well, just say that then, but because He hasn't
Sure.
done anything to you personally for you to trust or distrust him, right?
I agree with that, yes.
And so why are you saying you don't trust him when you don't have a reason either way?
Yeah, I guess just in general, I don't like our money going to American money going to Ukraine and Israel.
Yeah, I can understand that. And you can't blame him for America sending them the money. Even if he asked for it, he didn't make them give it to him.
Right. I don't like dual citizenship with Israel if you're in Congress.
Are you have dual citizenship?
I do not.
But what do you mean you don't like it if you don't have it?
I mean, if these people are in Congress, they shouldn't be, basically with dual citizenship. You should be either with America or with Israel or just any other country for that matter. I mean, if you're Russia, and you're Russian. I get if you're just a citizen. If you're a private citizen, sure.
And so
I don't like the insider trading with anybody in Congress.
I neither like or dislike, but I don't think that anyone that is not an American citizen born here, they should not be in our government. I totally agree, but I neither have a like or dislike for it. I just don't think it should be.
Yeah.
And why do you like and dislike? Is it enough to just see it without having a like or dislike for it?
I think there's going to be consequences for what, American consequences for what I don't know, Israel's doing in general.
But why don't you just have, as an individual, not have a like nor a dislike? It's enough to see what's wrong, but you don't need to form a like or dislike for it.
Yeah, I know, and I hear you saying about do you love everybody, and I go back and forth with that, and I just I don't know.
You love
I don't
white
hate
people?
anybody. Yes.
I'm sorry?
Yes.
You love white people?
Oh, yeah.
Are you
not all? How about that?
Are you white?
I am.
You love the Jews?
I knew you were going to ask that, and I'm not. I don't know. I like Ben Shapiro. I really do. I like Bill Maher.
Do you love the Jews?
I can't say I do. I don't. I feel like Nick Fuentes right now. I can't commit to that.
Do you love the Jews?
You got me. I don't know. I don't hate them.
Do you love the Jews?
No.
But how you say you love Ben Shapiro?
I like Ben Shapiro. I like.
Do you
Bill
love
Maher.
Ben?
I mean, I like Ben.
Do you love Ben?
I like Ben Shapiro.
Do you love Ben?
I know. I don't. You got me. I don't know what to say.
Are you a Christian?
I'm not. I'm an atheist, unfortunately. I'm an atheist.
And so, if you don't love all, you love none. You don't even love white people.
I hear you.
Shout out to the atheists. If you don't love all, you love none. And Satan is your God.
I understand that, but I mean, with all the destruction going on in the world, and it's getting worse, like you said, every day, I just don't. We're just in a bad spot.
You should return to love. I got to run. Back in a moment. Now, I totally disagree with the way things are going, but you can't be angry because that's what the enemy wants. He wants to control you. They do things to make you mad so they can control you. It's like being married. And the wife would do things to make you mad, or she'll do things to make you feel good. And men do that to women too when they want something from the woman, especially sex. They'll make her feel good or they'll make her angry. And the woman's gonna have to say, you don't want to be angry. You want to speak up. You want to disagree with what's going on. It's wrong, but do not be angry. Then you won't have fear. You won't have doubt. You won't have worries. You'll be able to see, but you got to stay away from anger. That's why you must forgive your mothers and your fathers so that you can overcome the spirit of anger. It's a spirit and it's wicked. Nothing good in anger because it has no love, folks. You need love to defeat evil. And love is not a weakness. It's a strength. It's from God. It's His nature.
A whole lot of mess going on in the world. This is the end of hour one of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It is Wednesday, February 21st, AD 2024. Stay tuned for hour two. JLP will be right back. To your calls, there is one line open. You can call in right now during Hake News, not fake news. EV, health and science, communist propaganda. Commie Nonsense Network, CNN reports traffic is one of the biggest sources of carbon pollution, if you believe that there is such a thing, in the United States of America, as big cities often earn failing grades for air quality. However, a new report from the far-left extremist, apparently, American Lung Association says millions of children's lives would be made a lot healthier if all new car shoppers picked electric options by 2035. What a mess, huh? Sounds like commie propaganda. CPAC, is it lame as ever? The far-left female-run outlet The Skim reports Republicans are gathering for their annual extravaganza. It's showy, but lame. Used to not be showy, but kind of was somewhat based. The 2024 Conservative Political Action Conference, CPAC, the event kicks off today, brings together politicians, activists, and mainstream media, anti-conservative people to network and buy merch that says things like Trumpinator, says the ladies at the Skim. This year, the headliner is our greatest president, Donald J. Trump, of course. He's expected to speak later this week. Trump is the clear frontrunner in the GOP primary, but the burning question at this CPAC is over who his running mate will be. There is a CPAC straw poll, reportedly has 17 contenders. I wonder if it has my VP pick, Asmodor. They range from long shots like Tucker Carlson to supposedly more viable candidates like Representative Elise Stefanik. Give me a break. Hopefully not. Republican from New York, a woman. And then, of course, there's Trump's lone remaining opponent, former UN ambassador and disgraced former governor of South Carolina, Nikki Haley. Haley VP, in her words, that's off the table. Campaigning this week in her home state of South Carolina, Nikki Haley vowed to stay in the GOP race at least until so-called Super Tuesday, which is early March, I think. That's when there's a whole bunch of states voting for their primary candidates, their favorite primary candidates for president, vice president. Oh, no, not vice president. She called out her former fellow Republicans for being too scared to stand up to Trump. Oh, she's so brave, isn't she? Adding, I feel no need to kiss the ring, she says. I have no fear of Trump's retribution. What a nasty woman. Her comments come as one poll found that Nikki Haley trails Trump by 23 points in her home state of South Carolina. There are at least 40 GOP primaries and 9 GOP caucuses still left. Trump's campaign projects he will claim enough delegates to secure the nomination by March 12th. An update on that Super Bowl Kansas City rally shooting. Authorities unveiled new charges, according to Commie Nonsense Network. The Skim ladies also reported on this. New charges in the Kansas City Super Bowl rally shooting last week. You know, the Indian Chiefs won their little Super Bowl thing. That shooting left one woman dead. And more than 20 others injured. 2 men are each facing second-degree murder charges as well as 2 counts of armed criminal action and unlawful use of a weapon, per prosecutor Jean Peters Baker. Is that a woman? Said in a news conference today. I think the chief of police over in Kansas City is also a woman. I'm shaking my head. The 2 adults charged are different from the 2 juveniles who were chased and detained after the shooting, they will have you know, say officials. Kansas City radio DJ Lisa Lopez-Galvan, mother of 2, identified as the woman who was killed at the rally. I think she had nothing to do with the situation too, by the way. I think. Some of the victims include several children who are still being treated for gunshot wounds in their hospitals. I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP, Hour 2.
stand up strong. Ain't the truth about themselves to understand what's been wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the second hour of the show already. Manhood Hour is coming up in the third hour. Every Wednesday is Manhood Hour. And my biblical question for this week, what is trapping? What's trapping you? What's trapping you? Amazing question. What's trapping you? You ever think about that? We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on jesseleepeterson.com/show. jesseleepeterson.com/show. And if you like working out, laying up at the beach, crossing the border illegally, bringing in fentanyl with you, crime with you, coming here looking for a welfare check, considering suicide when the rainbow wasn't enough, you could be listening to the show while doing all those things by calling the listen line at 641-793-1500. 641-793-1500. And you can podcast later too. Once you get across that border and you're a little tired, a little cold, you're tired, you can just podcast the show while you're taking a break right there in San Diego. What a mess. Also, follow us on social media. We're on rumble.com/Jesse Lee Peterson, rumble.com/Jesse Lee Peterson, and cozy.tv, cozy.tv/JLP. Nick said, Nick Fronte, that guy mentioned Nick Fronte, right? And you say Nick said he loved the Jews?
I thought he said he did.
Good for Nick.
Yeah.
He seemed like that kind of guy, not to hate anyone.
Right.
Nick Fontaine, you should run for office. Really. Just like run for office and make a real change. He would be he would be the next Donald Trump.
Yeah.
If he ran for office. Start off as board superintendent or something, or city council, police chief.
Dang. Yep.
And grow up through the ladder. God is with you, Nick. He is really, really smart. I'm telling you. I know some people say he hates the Jews. I don't know about all that. But I know he'll be a smart American first politician. I really do believe that about him. 888-775-3773. Super chat. Super chat. Did I mention that to donate and have it come and read out loud?
I don't know if you did.
You can go to buymeacoffee.com. Buymeacoffee.com/JLP or Bond JLP Cash App.
Buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk.
Right, JLP Talk.
Amazing.
Yep. Amazing.
Over on Rumble, also rumble.com/JC Lee Peterson. Rumble.com/JC Lee Peterson. It's kind of cute having you there.
In the split screen?
Well, yeah, I guess.
Like that?
It's all right. Yeah.
Okay,
it's like they're looking over your shoulder at me. Waldo39 over on rumble.com/JC Lee Peterson. You can give Rumble rants there.
You got to know how to rumble.
said Joseph from Arkansas, not Arkansas, as Joel Friday would say. He black. Jinx. He said that too. Amazing. Loved Sunday's service. Thank you, Uncle Jesse and crew.
Sunday fellowship was and is amazing. Check out, go to rebuildingtheman.com/church. rebuildingtheman.com/church. Amazing.
Also on buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, someone bought 3. I'm a contributor through rebuildingtheman.com. That's the bond website.
Thank
Donations,
you.
I think.
I appreciate that.
And I really do appreciate you. Questions for you. When are you going to let the gray shine through?
Never. When hell freezes over. Thank you.
What else? Some words from Rage and Responsibility book. Did you really come up with them? Hallelujah, LOL, lots of laughs. Thank you for signing the books for me. Keep letting the Lord use you.
Amazing. Thank you. No, I don't take any credit for my life at all. It's the Lord.
Nice.
I take no credit for real. No, thank you. I'm stunned that I write books. Believe me. I'm stunned that I do what I do. I had no idea. Zero idea. It just happened on its own. Thank you, though. And you can get the books by going to rebuildingtheman.com, rebuildingtheman.com, or call 800-411-BOND, 800-411-2663. You can donate there to the nonprofit. From Rage to Responsibility, my first book, Scam, How the Black Leadership Exploits Black America. Second book, The 7 Guaranteed Steps to Spiritual, Family, and Financial Success Guide. A little small pocket guide you can carry it around with you. If you do those 7 steps, you can't go wrong, but you got to do them. And then The Antidote, Healing America from the Poison of Hate, Blame, and Victimhood. I'm sitting up there looking real cool. Real cool. And it's an amazing final about all this mess for now. I will sign them to whomever you want. Go to rebuildingtheman.com or call 800-411-BOND. Thank you very much.
Someone bought a coffee. Is praying without ceasing, watching the thoughts that comes throughout the day? If so, why does it matter if we pray morning and night a specific time if we're doing it all day and night when we're awake?
Well, in the mornings, when you first wake up, while you were sleeping, you were unconscious and didn't know it, or having all these dreams and things, unconscious, right? And so when you wake up, you do it, you come back to consciousness, and then when you start your day, you will be able to see and deal with the issues of the day in a conscious way. And then at night, it helps you to sleep like a virgin and have sweet sleep. And but during the day, practice being conscious as well, walking through doors, getting in and out of your cars, being present wherever your body is, and eventually it becomes normal rather than the abnormal of being unconscious by limiting your imagination thoughts. Thank you.
Aries' son is now a member on buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk.
Thank you. Gracias.
Says, thanks, Jesse.
I
Nice.
appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks for helping us to help others.
Ruben Jamming bought a coffee, not a pithy coffee, but thank you anyway. Says, hey, Jesse and crew, I am not just feeling a thrill from commenting. I've always wondered about professionalism. My atheist manager got fired for calling out too much and not addressing a problem someone had with me. It was bad for me. It turns out it was bad for me to say Happy Valentine's Day to someone with a flower on their desk on Valentine's Day. They made horrible lies about me, or she hears different words. I told her, see you Monday, and she said, she reported, I said, see you never. And so one of my bosses demanded we say sorry to each other. Was I wrong for just nodding my head the entire meeting of saying it's not fake, if it's not a fake apology? Somebody's told him it's not a fake apology. Was I wrong for just nodding my head the entire meeting?
I don't know. I wasn't there, so I can't say if it's wrong or right. This is why you got to know yourself so you can see what's going on. I wasn't there, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you, though.
I don't know if I would leave a flower on a female.
Yeah, I wouldn't be doing that nowadays because
desk.
these females, they And not all, but most, they hate men. And they've been taught and trained to hate men. And because they are hating men, their mind, which is of the devil, make them say and see things that are not there. And you can't convince them. And then they can be sneaky with it. So I wouldn't be doing that. Thank you.
Also on buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, someone bought 5. I love you guys. Please listen to such and such and comment on it. Amazing.
Thank you. We'll check it out. Appreciate it.
So Tyrios bought our coffee. Hey, Jesse, I have an idea for a biblical question. Maybe you like it. Is life fair? Thanks for all the work, you and your team. Thanks, emoji.
Is life fair? Well, you get what you deserve.
Whoa, it's a biblical question suggestion.
Oh, meaning what?
It's an idea for a biblical question.
Oh, not for me to respond now.
Not necessarily.
Oh, okay, sorry. Come up with another one. Oh.
Because of time, bought you a coffee. Jesse, I've been watching this seminar where you walk in and the seminar leader stops and says hello, says you guys are old friends. 2 legends. What the?
Amazing. Thank you.
Billy bought
I've met a lot of people over the last 35 years, so it's amazing. Thank you.
Billy bought our coffee. The truck drivers could stop the loads to the big blue cities until the border is closed and the rule of law is back.
That's right.
They could.
They are taking action in New York, too.
The truck drivers are?
They're because of what they're trying to do to the Great White Hope, some of the drivers are saying they're not going to be picking up and delivering to New York.
Yeah.
According to some of the reports.
Yep.
Amazing.
New York is really hurting themselves trying to
Nice
hurt
shirt,
Trump.
by the way, Hake.
Thank you.
Nice
Just a
color
shirt.
and everything.
Yep.
Amazing. Look like you're in the military.
Billy bought a coffee. Oh, no, I already read that one for Billy. Justin Childers bought a coffee. Jesse, my wife is European, and when she went to take her driving permit test, they said she could take the test in her native tongue. And she said, no, the street signs aren't in my language. They're in English. And if I can't pass the test in English, I shouldn't be driving. She passed, no problem. That's how it should be.
Right on for your wife. European means she's from Europe, or does it mean she's white?
I assume that it means she's from Europe, one of the countries in Europe.
Because some of the blacks like to call the white people European.
I know. She may be both.
Well, but whatever the case is, good for her.
Yeah.
Right on.
Canadian David said, thoughts that create the fear of the unknown, debilitating illusions, are a lack of faith. I think that's what he says.
What?
Thoughts that create fear of the unknown and debilitating illusions are a lack of faith.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
He's a supporter over on Rumble.
Right on. You got to know how to rumble. I appreciate it.
I have books that are amazing. Donated a diamond. Hey, JLP, what happened to such and such? What the?
Amazing. Thank you. I don't know.
And thank you, guys. I think that's all for now.
Thank you all.
Oh, no, Mike Young bought our coffee. My bag. Hey, Jesse, well, I guess you probably heard about this story where a thug stole $450 from Girl Scouts selling Girl Scout cookies. Blacks, not all, but most, out of control. You can't even sell Girl Scouts cookies without some thug trying to steal.
I saw that on the local news that I believe, I don't know where it was, that's either New York or San Francisco or LA, somewhere. Some black guy was walking past this stand where these girls were selling Girl Scout cookies. And according to the story, he grabbed the money. They had like $40 cash there. And he stole the money, took it. You could see him snatching it, allegedly snatching it.
What the?
And he was black. What the?
Shameless.
Yeah, it is.
Thanks again, guys. That's all for now.
Thank you all. I appreciate it. 888-7753-773. Let me go to Mark out of Los Angeles. Mark, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to say that the three of the four prosecutors of President Trump are overweight, fat Negroes who have an agenda. And I'm talking about Peekaboo James, Fannie Willis, and Alvin Bragg. I know you got Jack Smith in there. He's a white trash.
What do you say about them?
They're fat. They're obese.
You
They're
said
nasty.
they're over Trump. Oh, those guys that are going after Trump.
Yeah, all these prosecutors, these Soros, fat.
And why are you making the point that they're fat?
Well, it's just an observation. I mean, when these scumbags get power, they seem to gain a lot of weight. You know, maybe that $1 million that Fannie Willis stole was used to feed herself. But she is just.
But it's not.
Just
it's not about. Don't be angry. Make sure you don't get angry at these folks, because the same anger that is dwelling in you and dwelling in them, you want to be able to see so you can understand, and that way you'll be guided how to deal with these things. So it doesn't matter about their weight. What is the spirit that is driving them to go after another human being?
Well, it's based on race hate. That's why they're going after him.
Well, they call it race hate.
Here.
They call it race hate, but it's real. And I know what you mean. They do use race to do it, but it's really based on being turned away from the Father. When they were born through their mothers turned them away from their fathers, and now they have Satan is their God, and they only have hatred in their hearts and no love.
Well, I think Fannie Willis's father was a Black Panther. Maybe it's better that she did turn away from that devil.
Well, it is reported that he was a Black Panther, but that's not you should still love your father because it's not him. Do you have anger, Mark?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And why don't
hide it.
Why don't you overcome your anger?
It's a natural. I've told Mr. Hake and the anchor baby, we've talked about it, because it's a natural reaction.
And why
I'm not going to walk around like a zombie saying, no, I have no natural hate because I'm a nice guy. That's fake. That's all fake.
And why do you think that it's a natural reaction?
Because it comes natural.
It comes natural for you to be angry?
Not just me. I'm human. Any human being, if they see how evil...
I'm talking about you, though. I'm not talking about they. I'm talking about you, Mark, from L.A.
Okay.
It's natural for you to be angry?
Sure, absolutely.
Do you believe in God?
Heck yeah, I'm a Christian.
And so if you believe in God, how do you serve the devil and God?
Well, I don't. I hate the devil, and I hate his people on earth.
No, but anger is, anyone that has anger is worshiping, and they love evil. They love the devil.
Oh, no, I don't. Well, that's not me.
If it's not you, why don't you let it go?
Because it's just going to come back.
But how do you know if you've never? How do you know if you've never let it go? How do you know it'll come back?
Because it's just like anything else. It's like laughter. It's like depression. Anger is just another emotion.
But if you have never let anger go, how do you know it will come back?
Because it's a natural instinct. For example,
if you have never let anger go, how do you know it'll come back? I'm trying to understand, because you said that if you let it go, it'll just come back. How do you know that if you have never let it go?
Well, I mean, you could turn the other cheek, and then you get slapped
you're not answering
again.
my question, Mark.
No, okay. I never let it go because it's a natural feeling. When I see evil,
who told
I hate
you
it.
that? But anger is evil. When you see it in yourself, you're worshiping it by being angry at what you see.
No, I don't see it in myself at all.
So where is it coming from? You have anger, right?
Sure.
And where is it?
Where is it?
Yes.
Well, I guess you could say it's in me.
But you said you don't see it. You said you don't see it in yourself.
No, well, what I mean is it's a natural state. It is a natural reaction to evil.
And where is
to be angry?
Where is anger?
It's in me. It's in my body when I
and
see
how
evil.
did you become angry?
How did I?
Yeah.
Well, when I saw black on white crime, for example.
How did you become angry?
When I hear stories, for example, the one you...
Mark,
yeah.
How did you become angry as a kid?
Well, I guess school integration.
Mark,
okay, school integration. You asked me, I told
but you were already angry before school integration started.
I didn't think about it until I was forced to go to school with the
But
Negro.
you were
I
angry
didn't have any
before
angry.
school integration began.
Well, no, I didn't. Who says? Says who?
Me?
Well,
Because
you didn't know me.
school integration did not make you angry. You were already angry, and it may have added to your anger.
Well,
but
wait a minute. How do you know what I was
It didn't
before
make
I
you
started
angry.
school?
What is
Okay,
it
but
like, Mark? What is it like knowing that the anger that you have is inside of you? Does it bring you peace?
It does. It's neither here nor there. It doesn't bring me peace. It doesn't do anything other than make me angry when I see my race
And
being
so-
systematically destroyed.
So
Yeah, I'm angry.
Do you love the blacks?
Well, ones like you I could accept, but you're a minority amongst a minority.
Do you love
You're
the
a tiny
blacks?
number. No. To be honest with
Did you say
no.
you were a Christian?
Absolutely.
Do you love
And
God?
Christianity, yeah, and
How
Christianity
can you
is a white
love
man's
God?
religion. Well, wait a
How do
minute.
you love God and hate His children?
I think that white people are His children, and
How
Christianity
do you
is a
love
white
God?
man. Okay,
you
wait a
don't
minute, let
believe
me-
that God created all human beings?
Sure, and I believe.
But
that,
what do you mean when you
Christianity
say white
is-
people are His children?
Because Christianity is the white man's religion.
You don't believe
know
that
it, and I
God
know it.
created the blacks?
Sure, no, He did. Of course, He did.
And so how do
That's
you not love His black children if you love Him?
Because they hate me.
And that's why you hate them back.
Well, I didn't. Now you're putting words in my mouth. I didn't
No, Matt,
say I
you said
hated
you
them.
hate them because they hate you.
I didn't say I hated them. You asked me, do I love them, and I said no.
If you
But
don't
that
love
doesn't-
them, you hate them, and nothing left but that.
Well, no, not necessarily.
What
I try
left
to
other
avoid-
than hate? There's only love or hate. What's left?
No, it's just the spirit of non-association.
But
okay?
if
I
you
don't
hate the
associate-
black, you're no different
I
than the
don't-
black.
No, well, that's what you say. I
But
didn't
how are
say
you
that. That's
different?
what
They hate
say.
you and you hate them. How's that different?
Well, they hate me for being white, and I don't
Mark,
hate them for being black. It's
You
because
hate
of the-
them and they
the
hate
things
you.
They do.
How is that different?
They hate me for being white.
Mark,
I don't hate them
you
for
hate
being black
them and they hate you. How is that different?
because there's validity in my reasoning here.
But there's no
I see what
validity in
they're
their
doing.
reason. In their mind, they
No,
think there's
no.
validity.
They're mad at us because of slavery and segregation. And you still haven't responded to one thing that I've said. Do you believe Christianity is a white man's religion? Yes or no?
No.
Well, where was it founded? When
It
did
came
the Negro
from
become
God.
Christian?
It
From the
came from
missionaries?
God. It
Sure,
came from
from
God,
God.
given unto white man who founded America and helped God cause it. But it's not the white man's religion. It's God's religion.
Well, that's not true. You
Oh,
could
it's
say
not
that.
God's religion?
No, it's God's religion. But
then why do
this
you
thing
say
about-
it's the white man's religion?
Because whites were the ones who spread it around the world. You know this.
And where did
Now,
they
come
get
on,
it
you
from?
know that's true.
Where did
You're
they-
trying to make it sound like
Where
you
did
don't
they
know what
get
I'm
it
talking
from?
about.
Where did they get it from, Mark?
The white man's religion?
Where did
Christianity?
the white man get his religion from?
Where did he get his religion from?
Yes.
I guess if you go back far enough, it was, at the time of Jesus. when
And
Jesus
so was
here and
Jesus
crucified.
white or Jew?
Well, you could say he was a white Jew.
No. Was he white or Jew?
Well, you could be both.
Was Jesus Jewish or white?
Both.
No.
No, the Shroud of Turin.
Was Jesus
proves it.
Jewish
You ever heard
or
of the
white?
Shroud of Turin?
I don't
said
know no
both.
Charlemagne terrain, but was Jesus...
Shroud of Turin proves Jesus was a white man.
All right. Thank you, Mark. I got to run, but I appreciate it. 888-7753-773. Let me go quickly to a first-time call. There's one line open. A first-time call. White folk, y'all better stop hating. You're going to end up in the same ditch as the blacks who have hate. Really. Hatred, anger is evil. And you can attach the Christianity to your name until the cows come home, or you can admit it or not. If you have anger, you have hatred. and Satan is your God. And he has clouded your mind. Amazing. Bill, it's the first time I call out of New Jersey. Bill, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse.
Hey, Bill.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir.
You know, I was wondering why you don't take your own advice, though, when you talk about hatred, because you have a lot of hatred, I notice, towards homosexuals.
Why you say I have hatred toward them?
Because I've seen a lot of interviews you do, and it's made me want to call in. I catch them, you know, whether on YouTube or what, and it seems like you always are attacking the LGBT, homosexuality.
No, I don't attack them. What I say is that they have no right. They could be whatever they want to be, a drag queen or whatever. But
well,
they
let's talk
can't,
about a gay person.
they-
Let's talk about a simple gay man.
Right, but they can't impose it on others. They shouldn't impose it on others.
Well, do you believe in gay marriage?
No,
Okay. Why not?
because two men should not get married. But let's say that two men wanted to pretend that they were married, and they get married, and then they keep it in the house. And they keep it to themselves, and keep it in the house, and don't
So
get
why
mad.
do they have to keep it to themselves?
And don't get
Why?
mad if other people disagree. That's fine. They want to live in their hell, Bill. Let them live in their hell. Do you agree that people have the right to live in their own hell?
I don't believe it's hell. I think you do.
Do you? No, that's not what I asked you.
Yeah.
Do
People have the right to
have
make
a
their own
right?
decisions.
Do people have a right to live in their own hell?
Yes, but you don't have a right to choose for them that they have to keep it closed out from everybody else. You're saying as long as they keep it to themselves.
What's wrong with
Well,
them keeping it to themselves?
Well, because when a man and a woman get married, don't they have a big celebration? They have a wedding and they have a reception.
Darling, oh, darling.
So why can't two men do that?
But men and women don't have a right to impose their little wedding on anyone either. Do you think they have a right to impose their identity or false identity, but wedding on anyone? Do they have a right to do that?
I don't think gay people are asking for a
That's
right
not what
to-
I ask you. Ask, do men and women have a right?
No.
Why
Nobody has
not?
a right to impose.
Right. So what's your beef?
My beef is that you seem to have an issue with two gay people.
I just told you
getting
I
married.
don't have an issue.
Yes, you
That's
do.
in your mind, not in my mind.
No, I've heard you say you
Because
definitely have an issue. You think it's a sin.
No, I don't. You never
You
heard
don't
me
think
say that.
you don't think homosexuality is a sin?
No, it's the spirit of evil that made a home in them because they resent their mothers. And so they have that spirit of that come from the mother. And it feels like a feminine spirit because it's of the devil. And they have identified with it because they definitely feel that way. They think that way in the mind. And they feel that feminine spirit in their bodies. And they have identified with it thinking that it's them. And it's
So you
not.
don't think they're born homosexual?
They're up. If the mother was really angry during pregnancy, she hated their father, she hated being pregnant, she hated hated herself. She can and will pass that evil spirit onto the child in the womb. That's why the woman.
Where do you get this from, Jesse? I mean, where do you get this from?
Read Genesis.
Oh, come on, Genesis.
Have you ever read Genesis?
Yeah, I've read the Bible, and
Have you
I'm
read
not-
Genesis?
Yeah, I've read Genesis.
Do you think that it's normal for a man to feel like a woman?
It depends what your definition. I think people are born gay. And
No,
if
I'm asking
say
you,
God
do you think it's, I ask us, do you think it's normal for a man to feel like a woman?
It's definitely, obviously not normal because.
And so if
the
it's not normal, where did it come from? Thank you, Bill. I got to take a break. Back in a moment. Counseling service, and I have to admit, thanks to God, it is the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I counsel with men and women families, individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy, they're miserable, they have rough lives, they're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand, I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really, really, really want to understand, they overcome it just like that, out of one counseling session. If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingtheman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven. Yeah, Mr. President, take this home. Home. The wall going up. The wall going up. It's long overdue. The wall going up. 30-foot wall. The wall going up. The wall going up. At the border, I'm stunned. Amazing. Check out the Red Pill Lion. They also have a movie that I'm in, a part of. You want to check that out, too. What is it called? The Slut? I forgot what it's called. Looking for the Slut or something?
Something Save
a Navajo.
Yeah.
Not Save a Navajo. Captain Saber Ho of the Red Pill Lion. Captain Saber Ho. Oh, check it out. Oh, the war going up. Listen, the Hake Report is coming up. The HakeReport.com from 9 a.m. Pacific time to 11 a.m. The HakeReport.com. And then after the Hake Report, Joel Friday TV. He black. Joel Friday TV at 11 a.m. And then after him, the American Anchor Baby after Joel Friday TV at 12 noon. The American Anchor Baby. Natural energy, give it to him by God. You don't want to miss that. And last but not least for now, brand new episode of the FallenState.tv every Friday at 12 noon. I had a very interesting discussion with Rebecca Contreras. She is an entrepreneur, CEO, and author of Lost Girls, From the Hood to the White House, to Millionaire Entrepreneur. Watch this. Oh, you don't have it yet? Oh, okay. Let me know when you get it. We don't have it yet. I thought we had it. To Bill. Bill, I don't hate anyone. I understand the spirit of things now. And it's not normal for men to have a feminine spirit and then identify with it, thinking that they're a girl. That is their mother spirit in them. It's not them. And so if they stop identifying with it, don't call it them, they can overcome that feminine spirit. And Bill admitted that it's not normal to feel for a man to feel like a female, but that's what that is. Forgive your mothers and don't call yourself those things. You can overcome it. It'll be taken away from you. We have it now? Okay, here's the new fallenstate.tv.
Next time on The Fallen State.
Jesse, the gift of salvation saved my life. I was a very angry young adult, and as a result, ended up pregnant at 17 on drugs.
We should forgive so that God can forgive us. Do you believe in the order of God?
I do, very much.
And what's that order?
Well,
do you obey your husband?
He's not the head of me because I have my own head.
I noticed that women don't have love.
That makes me really sad for you, Jesse. You need to meet more women that have love.
What a mess. Very interesting discussion with Rebecca this Friday at 12 noon. This Friday at 12 noon Pacific time. All right, amazing stuff. And thank you all for your support. I really do appreciate you allowing us to get a lot done. And you're saying that, hey, Jesse, you helped me. I'm going to help you to help others. Thank you for that. Let me go quickly to Brandon out of Canada. Brandon, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi, Jesse. How you doing?
All is well, sir. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
No man is
no
good.
man is good.
All
Okay.
is well.
And I would like to answer the biblical question, please.
What's trapping you? What's trapping you?
Fear.
Fear is trapping you. Interesting. And it's trapping you in what way?
I've noticed that every time in my life that I had like opportunities or things like that, fears comes and the thoughts come too, and they start telling me things that are not true. But since I didn't know that it wasn't me, I believed those thoughts. And for an example, I had an opportunity to go play for professional team soccer, and I didn't go because my thoughts were telling me, oh, you're not good enough, you're not gonna make it. Do you really want to do that all your life, playing soccer? I mean, you could do something else. So I ended up not going to the pro team selection. And many times in my life, I've worked hard to accomplish things. And when the opportunity comes, I just end up not doing because I listen to the thoughts.
Wow. I really want to respond to that, Brandon. That is so interesting, but I got to wait until Sunday. Thank you for responding to the biblical question.
Thank you, Jesse.
You're welcome, buddy. Amazing. 888-7753-773. Let me go to a first-time call out of Utah. Wesley. Wesley, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, how's it going, Jesse?
All is well, Wesley.
Yeah, my address is just, I think there's a confusion.
Come closer to your phone, Wesley.
Yes, I said I think that there's a confusion when it gets down to like anger, because the Bible says, be angry and not sin. So anger in and of itself can't be sin because the Bible would be telling you to sin. So, or in Matthew 5, it says, don't be angry without a cause. So there has to be a cause to your anger, causation. And out of that, I think that Jesus was angry. Paul was angry when he saw the city given over to idols in Acts. So I think there needs to be a distinguishing factor between righteous anger and man's anger.
And what's your question for me?
What are your thoughts on that?
Why do you compare human nature anger to God's anger?
Well, I'm not. But if we muddy the waters and we just say that all anger is sin and not distinguish between the two, then people are going to feel like they're sinning when they're not.
I never said that all anger is sin. I said that all anger is evil.
Well, all anger can't be evil if there's a righteous anger that's not evil, because God's angry with the wicked every day.
Do you have righteous anger or or evil anger, human anger?
I have righteous anger.
And why do you think you have righteous anger?
Because, I mean, I'm angry about the same things that God's angry about. If God's angry about certain things like homosexuality, then there's nothing wrong with having an anger. There's still a benevolent love that God has. God has a benevolent love that he loves the whole world. He wills that none should perish, but all should come to repentance.
But God does not.
Benevolent love too, but I'm
why
not
do
just
you
gonna,
think God does not have God does not have homosexual anger? God does not have
it says
anger.
He's angry with the wicked every day. Is homosexuality wickedness?
God does not have anger in him, period.
It says he's angry with the wicked every day. You're contradicting the Bible.
And what does that mean to you?
That means exactly what it said. He's angry with the wicked every day.
And who is the wicked?
Those that choose to stay in wickedness. So if a homosexual stays in homosexuality without a repentant heart,
who is
the
the wicked that God is quote unquote angry at?
Those that choose not to repent.
Who is the wicked that God is supposed to be angry at?
I just answered your question. I don't know how I can get any clearer than that. Is he going to judge your sin and leave you alone at the judgment?
So do you believe Satan is angry?
Do I believe what?
You believe Satan, the devil, is angry?
I'm sure he is, but just in an unrighteous way.
Do you believe that the devil is angry?
Again, Satan and the devil are one and the same. You're just asking the same question.
Do you believe Satan, the devil, is angry?
Yes.
You do. And how do you separate Satan's anger from God's anger? What's the difference?
The difference is one is an unrighteous anger that just is wanting people to be enslaved, and God is wanting people to be delivered. So he's using aggression. You could see this in the Old Testament. God's the same yesterday, today, and forever. Jesus Christ, right? He's trying to use
God, Jesus
anger
Christ?
to propel people to repentance.
What do you mean by God, Jesus Christ, right?
What do you mean?
You said God, in the Old Testament, God's the same forever and ever, always. Jesus Christ, right? What do you mean by that?
Well, it says Jesus Christ the same yesterday and today and forever.
You believe Jesus
Hebrews,
God?
But it also talks
Are you
about
saying
that
Jesus
same
God?
way without God.
You believe Jesus God? Hello?
Do I believe what?
Do you believe Jesus is God?
He's God the Son. He's not God the Father.
Do you believe that Jesus is God?
He's God the Son. He's not God the Father.
Do you believe Jesus is God?
Your answer. I'm going to get off the phone if you're just going to ask the same question and I'm trying to answer it.
Do you believe Jesus is God? He hung up on me. What the? That's anger. Is that righteous anger? Is that righteous anger? Example of righteous anger or not? I rest my case. Human beings who believe that they have righteous anger, they have the same anger they claim Jesus had. They're comparing Jesus to their nature, human anger, and human angels of their father, the devil. That guy is caught up on words. Just speeches, just words. Sean and I, my producer, were talking the other day, and words can mess you up. I understand now why the father, his son, Adam, communicated without words. Amazing. Brian, there's a line open at 888-7753. 773 888-77 Jesse. Let me go to first time caller out of Michigan. Brian, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi, Jesse. How you doing?
All is well, sir.
Good, good. I just had a question for you. I've just kind of started listening to you recently, come across you on YouTube Shorts. Agree with a lot of things that you have to say, and I guess I'm just looking for, I guess, maybe an answer to a few questions. I've been seeking the Lord for quite some years now, and I get a lot from my family members that I push God too much, and that if I'm going to preach, if I'm going to preach things that I also need to live the same way. And I get all of that, but seeing as how I'm a sinner, and I'll never be able to escape that sin fully until God calls me home. What do you say to those people? I feel like they're telling me that I'm not following God, but if I wasn't following God, I wouldn't be speaking of God. I wouldn't be seeking God. What are your thoughts on that?
And you are seeking God. Where are you looking? Where are you seeking?
His Word.
Where are you looking?
The Bible.
You're not going to find him in the Bible.
Well, I'm looking for him in me, in my heart.
And so then why are you looking at
actions?
In your what?
In my actions.
If you're looking for him in you, why are you looking for him in the Bible?
Well, that's his Word. And that's where he teaches us through his Word and through the Holy Spirit that's within us.
And why do you say that's his Word?
Because it says that all Scripture is God-breathed and good for teaching, rebuking, reproofing, and righteousness.
But why do you say that his Word? Which Scriptures are you referring to?
I can't tell you that where that Scripture was from.
And if that, how long you been looking in the Bible for him?
About a year now.
And why haven't you found him by now?
Well, I'm not saying that I've totally found him.
I said, why haven't you? You've been looking for a year. That's a long time.
Oh. Well, repeat your question again. Why do I feel I haven't found him?
No, why haven't you found him? You've been looking in the Bible for a year. Why haven't you found him yet?
I feel that I have found him, but I'm a sinner. So, and I'm not using this as a crutch that you can just go on living the way you live, but there's been a lot of changes in my life, but I do still sin.
I want to deal with one thing at a time. Number one, you said that all Scriptures
are God-breathed, good for teaching, rebuking, reproofing, and righteousness.
And if that's true, isn't it, and the people knew the truth before the Bible was written, right?
Adam and Eve, yeah, they knew the truth.
And so...
But they didn't act on it.
Was that written before they put the Bible together or after they put the Bible together?
Well, those words were written after Adam and Eve.
Were they written before there was even a New Testament?
Well, yeah, in the Old Testament.
Let me do this. You say that you are a sinner, right?
Yep.
And how do you know you're a sinner?
Because I smoke cigarettes, I curse, and I have bad thoughts.
And how do you know you are a sinner?
I just told you.
So cigarette is sinning?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Smoking cigarette is sinning?
Well, your body is your temple, isn't it?
Smoking cigarette is sinning?
I would perceive it that way if my body is my temple and I want the Holy Spirit to dwell within my temple.
Where'd you get the idea that smoking cigarette is sinning?
I guess from what other people have told me. My wife.
Your wife?
I just had a conversation
Why would you
with my
listen
wife.
to a woman? Every time you listen to a woman, you're going to suffer.
I knew if I brought this up, I was going to regret it.
Why you listen to your wife? No wonder you're lost.
No, I try to be there for my wife the best I can.
But you can't if you're listening to her.
I'm not listening to her. I mean, it's not just her.
But the fact that
tells
you
me
can't
that.
what? You try to be there for her, but what?
Try to be there for her, but the best that I can do for her is tell her God's word, to leave it in God's hands. He's the ultimate driver of your destiny.
But that's not
People
helping
think-
your wife. Your wife is still evil.
That's right. It's not helping her.
And so
She
why
keeps
do you...
She keeps telling me, Brian, you're preaching these things to me, but you're not practicing them. And we're here on earth. And she keeps telling me, I just want to have a normal conversation with you. And I said, well, what's a normal conversation? I said, to me, a normal conversation, if we're talking about worldly things, for me, it always comes back to God. And I said, this isn't my home. I don't belong here. None of us belong here. We're only here for a short time, and we're ambassadors. We're to pass on God's word, preach the gospel.
Brian.
Yeah?
You're insane.
Why do you say that?
Because you are.
What makes you say that?
Because your wife is right about that part. What you doing preaching and all you talk about the Bible to your wife, that drive people insane because it's just intellectual knowledge that you don't even understand yourself. You believe there's a cigarette is a sin.
Yeah, I do believe that.
That's insane, Brian.
So
and what made you think that you need to be teaching the Bible?
Well, I'm not trying to teach the Bible.
But why don't you
I'm
have
just
a
trying to-
normal, regular conversation with your wife rather than throwing up scriptures?
Well, that's a good question.
And the answer?
I guess I don't have an answer.
So why don't you cut it out then?
Turn what out? The
why don't
Bible?
you stop that?
Oh. I don't know. I guess it's just something that I feel deep in me.
No, you're insane.
I'm insane.
Yes.
So if I just lay off the scripture, Bible thumping talk, then
you shall be saved.
I shall be saved or saved. Sorry, should be
Saved.
safe or saved.
SAVED.
So just let it all go.
Hold on, Brian. Can you hold?
Sure.
All right, hold on. 888-77 Jesse. One more hour to go. Back in a moment. Steve, thank you for calling and thanks for holding. How have you been helped by the show?
I'm going to tell you this. I believe you might go down in history as one of the greatest, if not the greatest, black man that ever lived on planet Earth, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know anybody before you that's been that great. You know, freeing the slaves is one thing, but you've been freeing people of their mind, which matters, it should be anyhow, to you more than anything else, because with the mind not being right, there ain't nothing else going to happen right anyway.
If you can doubt every thought because you're not your thoughts, if you can doubt every thought, knowing that you're not your thoughts, you don't create them, they're not from God, that they're from the deceiver, the great deceiver, Satan. If you can doubt every thought, you can be free, just like that. At an instant. Bring every thought into captivity. It's so amazing.
This is the end of hour 2 already of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It is Wednesday, February 21st, AD 2024. Stay tuned for hour 3. Manhood Hour is coming right up, guys. There is one line open. You can call in right now. During Hake News, not fake news, after the Jesse Lee Peterson Show, the Hake Report, different from Hake News, guys. The Hake Report is live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific time. And then after that, 11 Pacific, Joel Friday TV, Monday through Thursday. So make sure you join Joel Friday TV. And of course, American Anchor, baby, after that. Nice. Female abuser, child abuser YouTuber? Female child abuser YouTuber? People are talking about this woman named Ruby Franke, according to the far-left female-run outlet The Skim. Yesterday, a former 8 passengers, numeral 8 passengers vlogger, video blog, right, was sentenced to four consecutive life sentence terms, life prison terms. Well, life for aggravated child abuse. 4 consecutive prison terms, maybe not life. Franke, this Ruby Franke, who had more than 2 million followers on YouTube, give him to Hake, was arrested last year after her 12-year-old son escaped her clutches, her claws. She pleaded guilty to 4 counts of child abuse, admitted to denying her children food and water, and to physically abusing them, physically. During the sentencing, a prosecutor said that her children faced a concentration camp-like setting. This Ruby Franke woman apologized to her children. That's nice, right? Reportedly saying, "I'll never stop crying for hurting your tender souls," she said. She faces up to 30 years in prison. Okay, so that's not life sentence. The Utah Board of Pardons and Parole will decide how much time she serves, so she may not get that full 30 years. What a mess. Peace in the Middle East. Not. The U.S. vetoed an Algerian resolution at the UN, the evil United Nations, on Tuesday, according to Commie Nonsense Network, calling for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza. U.S. doesn't want an immediate ceasefire. For months, the evil Biden administration has advocated for a temporary halt in fighting, but avoided using the term ceasefire as it remains supportive of Israel. But not Netanyahu, by the way. It was only Monday that the evil Biden administration for the first time called for a temporary ceasefire in the conflict amid signs that American frustration with the war. Tuesday's vote on Algeria's proposed measure came ahead of an anticipated Israeli offensive at Rafah. That's that major city, southernmost city in Gaza, where more than 1.5 million Palestinians with few resources are crammed in with no clear evacuation route or route. Wow, what a mess. Space is real, guys, okay? Space has a massive black hole, according to the far-left female-run outlet The Skim, but they are reliable on this reporting. Earlier this week, astronomers, different from astrologers, said that they've discovered the fastest-growing black hole ever recorded. To review, a black hole is a huge concentration of matter from which not even light can escape. That's why it's called black. This one, located about 12 billion light years away, is growing so fast that it basically eats one sun every day. By sun, they mean star, I guess, right? Or a mass worthy of this, as big as the sun or something. Its mass also happens to be 17 billion times larger than Earth's sun. And the ladies at The Skim are a mess, by the way. Alabama is saving the babies, according to the Commie Nonsense Network, in a first-of-its-kind ruling. Alabama's so-called Supreme Court said that frozen embryos are indeed children, and those who destroy them can be held liable for wrongful death. Isn't that great? The state's decision puts back onto the national focus the question of when life begins. It's a question? Give me a break. And it's one that so-called reproductive rights advocates say could have a chilling effect on infertility treatments and the hundreds of Alabama residents who seek them every year. They're pushing the in vitro fertilization, IVF mess. I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP, Hour 3.
got to stand up strong. Ain't the truth about themselves to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. Welcome to the third hour of the show today. One line open at 888-77-53773. 888-77-JESSE. Jesse. Jesse, my biblical question. What's trapping you? What's trapping you? Isn't that an amazing question? We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show. JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And you can listen to the show on your iPhone or iPad if you're too busy to sit and watch it now. Of course, you can podcast all shows later, but you could be listening doing whatever you're doing by calling the listen line at 641-793-1500. 641-793-1500. Follow us on social media, like, follow, ring the bell, Instagram, and all those places. Also, to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, and Rebuilding the Man, or rebuildingtheman.com. Rebuildingtheman.com. It is Wednesday. It's the last hour of the show today, and every Wednesday is Manhood Hour. What is a man? What is a man?
It's an adult human male.
Manhood. Hillary or President Trump?
I voted for Hillary Clinton.
Beta male. A man is a male who turns to man. Alpha male. Live right, be right, and lead the way.
Hello, I'm Admiral Rachel Levine. Climate change is having a disproportionate effect on the physical and mental health of black communities.
This is the neighborhood, and you are not welcome.
That's why I need to be here.
It is difficult because you understand the country has never loved us, right? I mean, it was legal to kill black people up until probably the 1970s.
In what world?
Research shows that 3/4 of young people are reporting worry about climate change.
The earth is on fire, and we're all going to die soon.
Climate change anxiety, I think, is an appropriate and normal response.
Every time you listen to the woman, you will suffer. You will suffer. No way around it. I have some examples coming up, but first I want to go back to Brian, a first-time call out of Michigan. And Brian is a sinner that needs to be saved. Brian. Hey, Brian?
Yeah.
Okay. Brian, why do you say smoking a cigarette is a sin?
Well, I think we went through that. Your body is your temple, and you shouldn't desecrate it.
Did God call smoking cigarette a sin?
No, I don't believe that's anywhere in the Bible. But
so then, why do you say it if He didn't say it? I would never says that anywhere.
I guess just that's what I believe in my mind.
And is your mind your own?
Well, I'd like to think so.
Do you create your own thoughts?
But once again, God is the ultimate person running our lives.
Do you create your own? Do you create your own thoughts?
If they're evil ones, yeah.
And you say you create the evil ones?
I said if they're evil ones, yeah, I probably created them. But then again, that's just the evil in me.
Do you create, so you believe you create evil thoughts that are in you?
The evil in me creates those thoughts.
Then why do you say you do it?
Well, I guess I shouldn't say that.
But why did she say it?
Well, just a wrong usage of words.
Oh, okay. I want you to know smoking a cigarette is not a sin. It's the sin that's causing you to smoke the cigarette to prevent you from seeing what the real sin is. If you knew what was going on with you, you would overcome it, and you wouldn't smoke cigarette to try to run from it. You would run toward it and overcome it.
All right.
So the sin is not the cigarette. It's the sin. The cigarette is just like having sex, doing fentanyl, smoking, drinking alcohol.
Yeah, it's something that pleases you.
It pleases your ego. It never pleases you. It pleases the devil nature that made a home in you.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
You want to find God?
Absolutely.
Forgive your mother and turn back to your father.
You're talking the heavenly Father.
No, I'm talking about the physical father. You got to forgive your mother for turning you away from your father. When she turned you away from your father, she turned you away from your spiritual father as well. Your mother is evil.
I knew you were going to tell me that. Thought about this on the way home yesterday.
And what did you come up with when thinking about it? What did you realize?
Well, I thought that I should probably take your advice. See, my mother's 75. I moved her in with me because she's not in good health. She can't live by herself.
Oh my God!
I don't want her in a home where she's not loved. And I felt that was my duty to do that. She doesn't have the money to take care of herself.
But you have her in a home where she's not loved.
Yeah.
Yeah, you moved her into a home where she is not loved.
So if I forgive her, then she'll be loved?
Yes, but you hate her, and that's why you feel obligated to her, and at 70, she's going to destroy you, your wife, and your kids. You moved the devil into your home. Is it your fault that she didn't take care of herself growing up, where when she did retire, she can afford to move it, have her own home, or move it to old folks' home or something? Is that your fault that she didn't take care of herself?
No.
Then why do you feel obligated?
Because she's my mother.
She's not. You're a grown man.
That's right.
And so why do you feel obligated then?
Because she's family. She's my mother.
But she's not your mother. You're a grown man. Mama days are over.
Right. And I'm not trying to be her father or
you being her husband.
No, I'm not trying to be that either.
Then why'd you move in?
Just to help her out in the last part of her days on this earth.
Why not put her in an old folks home?
Because I didn't feel that she would... I didn't feel she'd get what she needed.
But she gets, what is that?
Proper care and love.
But she's not getting proper care.
She's not getting.
She's not getting proper care or love in your home. You guys hate her and she hates y'all. You're catching nothing but hell.
There's quite a few, I don't want to say arguments, but a lot of friction since she's came to the house.
Of course, you move Satan into your home, and you're already married to Satan. So now you got two devils in your home, and you don't know what to do about it.
Well, that's true. I don't know what to do about it.
You got to move one devil out, your mama.
I guess I'll have to really think about that.
Your wife and your kids are your family, not your mama. That's why God said a man should take his wife far away from both their families and create his own family. But you brought the devil with you.
Well, she wasn't always with me. She's only been with me a few months. But yeah, it's been very trying, to say the least.
Look how much hell she's caused in a few months. Just imagine what's going to happen if you leave her there. That's why your father
it's not going to get any better.
I'm sorry?
It's not going to get any better.
So why don't you kick her out?
Well, I'm not going to just say, Mom, you got to get out. I'd have to talk to her.
Yeah, you say, you know what, Mother? You're leaving. You're leaving. And I don't know where you're going, but you're out of here.
Man, that's kind of cold, ain't it?
No, that's love.
Kicking her out is love.
Which is better, kicking her out or she destroying your family?
Yeah, but the whole family thing is making problems.
What do you mean?
I mean, well, I have one of my kids is very lost. I say she's needy.
How old is she?
28.
And she's needy of what?
Always needs something.
Is she living at home?
No.
And what do you mean she's needy then?
With her mother, with money. Her boyfriend works. He doesn't make a lot of money. It's hard for them to make ends meet.
And do you give it to her?
We try to supplement what she needs. But yeah, I mean, my wife's told her she's got to come over and help her out around the house to show that she appreciates what we're doing for her, but that doesn't never happen because she always says, well, I got 2 kids and that ain't going to work.
And yet you are continuing to give it to her.
We'll continue to give it to her. And I've been telling the wife that that's the wrong thing to do. We're just enabling her.
Are you surprised that your daughter is lost and needy?
No, I'm not.
And why aren't you surprised?
Well, because it was that way when she was a teenager.
And why was it that way?
Well, I don't know.
Because you and her mother are lost.
All right.
You and her mother have created a daughter in your image.
My wife and I were never needy. We didn't ask family people to help us out.
You're right, but your wife and you are lost. Satan is your God. You can't handle your wife. Your wife hates you. Your mama's up in there now. She hates you and your wife, and y'all hate her. What do you think your daughter expect your daughter to turn out to be when she got lost parents?
I guess that goes to a good tree can't bear a good tree can't bear bad fruit, and a bad tree can't bear good fruit.
And there you go, quote scriptures again.
Yeah, that's my mindset.
Right, and you need a new mind. You need a brand new, renewed mind because you're just intellectually quoting scriptures, not realizing you're worshiping the devil. And you call them in scriptures, you call them God.
That's pretty heavy.
How many children you have?
3.
Boys or girls?
2 boys and 1 girl.
Your first child was a boy or a girl?
A boy.
Alpha male. Real men make boys first. How's your son?
He's a good man. He tries to take care of his own business. He's had problems. We did just have a little problem because he felt that I should have co-signed on a loan for him to buy my mother's house. And I didn't feel it was a good idea because he's just recently made a career change at 31 years old. And I didn't feel comfortable with it. And now that what's transpired, I'm glad that I didn't because he's not working right now. And I would be responsible for those payments.
And so why do you you're right about that. You should not co-sign for anyone. I totally agree.
So he was very angry with me, and he didn't talk with us for probably about 3 months. He shunned us.
Right.
He told us that he was done with us. He even tried to get his younger brother, who's only 25. He wanted him to co-sign on the loan. And he cursed him out because he didn't want to do it. I stayed out of it. I heard what he was saying, but I just kept my mouth shut. And I just let it go.
Are you white?
Yep.
How come? And your wife is white?
Yep.
Why y'all having black problems?
It's a bunch of drama.
I know it sounds like a black problem. Some black folks. But listen,
drama.
What is it like knowing that your wife will not and does not obey you?
I don't want to say that she doesn't obey me.
Does she obey you?
You know, we've had this discussion, and I have told her how you say, and that is true. God is over Christ. Christ is over man. Man is over woman. And she tells me, you're not over me. I make my own decisions.
So what
we come together.
What it feel like knowing that your wife does not obey you?
I don't like it.
Why did you marry a woman that would not obey you?
Well, at that time, I didn't, guess I was just entangled in the world we live in, and I wasn't looking at things from a God perspective.
I understand.
I believe in God. I believed in God then. But in those younger years of my life, when do most people seek God? When they have a problem. They don't seek him.
What made
on
you
a
think
daily
you
basis.
believed in God then and now?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Why do you say you believed in God then and now? You don't believe in God.
I absolutely believe in God.
No, you don't.
Why do you say that?
You believe about him. You don't believe in him. You don't know him.
I put my faith in him.
No, you don't. Your faith is in everything but God. Why do you call your son good when everything you said about him was evil?
Well, I guess I can't say that he's good because no one's good.
But you said that he's a good man.
Yeah, I did say that.
Why?
Well, I don't know. I guess, once again, a bad usage of words. It should just say he tries his best to take care of his family and his business.
Is he married?
Yes, he is.
He has children too?
Yes, he does.
What a mess.
He has 5 children.
Whoa. Are you sure you're not black?
No. What the?
I know. Are the babies white?
Yeah, they're all white.
Well, at least he's doing one thing right. White babies. But let me ask, where's your father, your earthly father?
My father passed away quite a few years ago.
Oh, okay. And growing up, go ahead.
Growing up,
No, he what?
Growing up, he was a bastard.
A bastard? What do you mean?
He was very, 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 very strict. I was an only child, and I got whipped almost on a daily basis for anything and everything.
And why?
And I think he just had anger problems. And maybe if you're telling me to forgive my mother, that would be the only thing that I could say that I'm angry at my mother about, that she didn't put an end to it.
You know why he beat you?
I have no idea, because he was angry.
No, because you were a mama's boy and you treated him the way your mother treated him.
Yeah, I guess I kind of was a mama's boy, because I felt that he didn't care about me and all he wanted to do was beat on me. So, but I was always closer to my mother growing up.
And that's why he beat you, because the same spirit of your mother is in you. And whenever he tried to deal with you, it was just like dealing with your mama.
They ended up divorcing when I was 17.
Yeah, he couldn't handle the devil. So, do you want to be free?
Absolutely.
You got to forgive your mother for turning you away from your father, imposing her evil will upon you, and recreating you in her image. You got to.
My dad told me that before he passed away. Years before he passed away.
He told you what?
He told me that your mom tried to turn you against me.
See that?
Those were his words.
And that not.
Now that I'm 56, now that I'm older, and I look back on those times, I'm not mad at my dad for what he did. I don't think he.
But do you see how she turned you away from him? He fought to keep you. She turned you away because she hated him.
Yeah, she was always angry with him because he was a cheater.
That's not why she was angry with him. She was angry with him because she hated men. Her mother turned her away from her father.
Yeah, I don't know about.
She lied because she said because he was cheating. She was angry at him because she married her father, the man she hated, just like her mother married the man she hated and turned her away. It's just, and your wife is turning or has to turn your children away from you too. They don't respect you.
No, I don't think they do.
They don't, because you married to your mother, and they have done the same thing. Your wife has done the same thing to your children that her mother did to her, and then your son's husband, your son's wife is going to turn his children away from him as well, because you are weak.
I'm weak?
You're weak.
Because I won't stand up for what's right.
You won't forgive your mother for what she's done and return to your earthly father by forgiving him. He couldn't help himself. You were married to the devil too. And by forgiving him, her and him, you'll return to God. And then God will renew you by taking away your mother's identity from your mind and body and give you his identity, which is clear mind and perfect love. You're unwilling to forgive your mother, and that's why you're still in hell. And read the Bible. And read the Bible, claiming to know God ain't going to do it. Because you're living in your imagination is where Satan dwells, and you're calling your imagination heaven, and it's hell. You got to forgive your mother, Brian.
All right. I'll give it a shot.
And get her out of your house. Put her in an old folks home and let her go stay with her sister Mary.
And she don't have any sisters, but she does have brothers.
Let her go live with them. They don't want her either.
No, they don't.
Right, because she's evil. And you're just like your mama.
Well, hey, that just sucks.
You telling me? And that's why your wife is not going to obey you, because she's just like your mother and you're just like your mother. So two devils married together, nothing but hell. When you forgive your mother, God is going to take anger away from you. Forgive your father. He did the best he could. He loved you. He just didn't know how to deal with your mother and your mother in you. Because you guys was his mother. He didn't know how to handle it, but he loved you. He wanted his son, and your mother did everything she could to keep his son away from him.
Yeah, I think he truly did want a better relationship with me.
He did. Fathers love their children.
We got along really good when I was older.
Yeah.
In my early 20s.
Yeah. Brian.
I spent a lot of time with him. I worked with him for like 9 months. We actually had to stay in motel rooms together.
Right on.
And I enjoyed being with him.
Ain't nothing like a return to the Father. There will come a day when I return the children to the fathers and the fathers to the children. And that day is at hand. It's needed now. You got to return to the Father, Brian.
All right. Thanks, brother.
Listen, and apologize to your daughter and your sons that you did not protect them from their mother, and tell them if they don't want to repeat the same cycle, they got to forgive you and their mother, because they're just repeating the same cycle. It's spiritual.
All right.
Are you doing the silent prayer?
I pray every morning and every night and through the day.
Are you doing the silent prayer?
You're talking
my silent prayer.
Our Father in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
No, be still and know. Do you know about my?
Still? Yeah. Yes, I pray in silence.
Do you know about my silent prayer?
You know, I looked it up last night, and I seen a video of you where you were sitting in a chair and you told people you can either put your hands up, or you can put your hands down, or put them on your lap. It doesn't matter. Just relax, close your eyes, clear your mind, say your prayer.
I want you to start doing that.
So I stopped it there because I already do that.
If you were doing that, you don't want to clear your mind. You want to observe those thoughts, which are not you. And that's the light of God bringing you out of your imagination. You don't want to do anything but watch. You don't want to clear your mind. You can't clear your mind, because Satan is in charge of your mind.
When I say clear my mind, just making it to where I can take in the thoughts.
What do you mean by take in?
Listen to what I'm hearing in my mind, the direction to go, what to do.
No, you listen to the devil. You don't want to listen to the mind. You want to observe the mind. Satan dwells in your imagination. God's voice is a voiceless voice. You're listening to the devil. Here's what I suggest. Do what you want. Do your little hooping and hollering, all that mess you're doing, and then...
No, I don't do any of that.
Do the silent prayer and observe those thoughts so God can take the evil spirits out of your mind and out of your body.
Okay.
And Brian, forgive your mother. Apologize for resenting her. She screwed you up. And then get her out of your house. Find a way to get it. The government will take care of her. Put it in one of those government homes.
I can't stand the government.
It ain't for you, it's for her. Hold on, Brian. Hold on, Brian. Hold on. Back in a moment. Raised to responsibility, I show you how I was able to overcome anger. The spirit of anger was taken away from me. I had it. And as a result of having anger, I was insecure. I had doubt, worry, fear, I was in a fallen state and didn't know it. And it wasn't until I went and forgave my mother who tried to turn me away from my father. I forgave my father for not being there and returned back to him. My spirit connected with his spirit, and through him, I was able to return to God. And I have perfect peace. Perfect love casts out anger. And when anger is gone, fear and doubt, worry, insecurity, suicidal thoughts, all of that is gone, and you are free. Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, or if you want an autographed copy, you can go to my website at rebuildingtheman.com or call 800-411-BOND. Okay, the treasure chest is now open on D-Live. The Hake Report is coming up at 9 a.m. right after this show, my show at the top of this hour, from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific time. And he has a guest today. He has Jocko. You know what I miss that? Jocko on the Hake Report today from 9 to 11. All right. And then at 11 a.m. Pacific time, Joel Friday TV, he black. And at 12 noon, the American Anchor, baby, energy everywhere. Given to him by God. All right. Let me go quickly back to Brian. I'm going to hang up on Brian, y'all. I've been with him a long time. I'm typing a note to Hake. So, Brian.
Yeah.
Here are your instructions if you decide to do them. I would recommend you apologize to your mother for resenting her, turning you away from your father, recreating you in her image. Your mindset and emotions are the same as your mother, and hers are of the devil because Satan is the woman's God. And now you're living in hell. And so forgive her. She could not help herself. She hates her mother. And then forgive your father for not being able to protect you from your mother. He didn't know how to deal with her. And God will forgive you. Don't ask for forgiveness. You apologize for resenting them, and God will forgive you. Don't have any expectation from anyone, including your mother. And then you find a government home or something to put her in, because if not, she will destroy you and your family. And then apologize to your wife for being weak. You just couldn't see. And to your children for not protecting them from their mother. And do the silent prayer, and God will change your life. He will take away your anger. He will clear your mind. He will take away your old nature, which is evil. You can't do it yourself. He will cause you to let go, and he will change you.
All right, brother.
All right. Let me know how it goes.
If I follow through with all this, I'll let you know how it goes.
Yeah, let me know how it goes, bro. I wish you well.
Thanks for all your time.
What a mess. Thank you, Brian. Amazing. Let me go to Adrian. Been waiting a long time out of New York. Adrian, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi, Jesse. How are you today?
All is well. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Thank you for calling.
I had originally called. I'm sorry. I had originally called because you were talking about Donald Trump this morning and about the language thing. And let me tell you, since I've moved to South Florida, so you go into Walmart and nobody speaks English. And I'm like, this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of. And the reason I feel like it's ridiculous is because, number one, if you, like, I'm from Manhattan, New York originally. if you go there, you have certain sections in Manhattan or New York where it's just Chinatown or this town or that town, and they may have a market here and there. And all the signs are in their language, not in American, not their language plus American. And you go into the stores, they're rude. There's no one there to translate for you, and there's no mandatory.
Well, America is an English-speaking country. It just should be English-speaking anyway. And because they're doing this everywhere on the phone, you got to, if you want English, press 1. If you want Spanish, press 2. If you want Chinese, press 3. They have given our country away, and they're causing the American people to suffer for it.
Right, but I was just talking about this because I'm back in the job market, and every job that I saw, it has to be like bilingual. And I was telling my husband, first of all, they have Google. Secondly, why should I have to worry about being bilingual? I'm American. The only person who needs to worry about being bilingual is someone applying for this job. You should, out of respect for the fact that you are in this country, learn our language, because I can't go to any other country and they're going to give me a job at the front desk and I can't speak the language.
Yeah, it's a mess.
What? So I'm hoping if Donald Trump, anyway, whatever. I can see clearly what you're talking about. It's just so gone, the country. And me being back in the job market outside of a field that I was in for so long, now they have on the applications, criminals are welcome. And I'm like, why would you do that? Like, it's an individual basis thing. If someone's out there and they're trying to change their life and they're trying to do the right thing, doors will be open. But to invite it means you're inviting a whole bunch of mess.
They said criminals are welcome on the job.
Yeah.
That's on the application?
Do not discriminate. Yes.
What the?
I know.
What a mess.
I know. And then one more thing. I love you so much. One more thing. So the job that I was seeking a job, and you had a guy on, I think Brian or something, and he was saying what traps him about when he's getting ready to go out there and do a job or get a job or apply for a job, then his mind starts telling him that he is not worthy. Well, I saw that happening to me because I was in one type of field for a long time. But within that field, there's a lot that I've learned and I know how to do, and plus with age and common sense, like Trump said, right? Common sense. And I could see how I could see that happening in me. Well, lo and behold, I got a job, and they already run to promote me. So as I'm talking, I'm saying, well, this needs to be done and that needs to be done. And it dawned on me, who am I to deny, first of all, who am I to deny myself a chance at something, especially nowadays? Unqualified people doing all kinds of crazy jobs and getting paid great money for it. Who am I to deny myself the chance to try and see what I can do and how I can grow in a position? And who am I to believe the lie?
What's your question for me?
It's not. I'm doing one of your questions, but the answers. I'm just saying, who am I to?
Are you like responding to the biblical question? You say?
I guess I am.
What's trapping you? And you were saying that like the guy from Brandon from Canada, he said that it was the fear of going out to find a job and thinking he's not worth it and all that.
Right.
And you say that happened to you?
Right. I can see that. I see that was trying to happen to me, but now I'm like, I don't think that I should listen to that and let that trap do that, because I feel like you should just try, because you should just try, because you don't know what you're capable of doing, because it's not even necessarily that you're capable of doing it.
You shouldn't let your mind stop you at all. All thoughts are all lies all the time. And for whatever reason, I know why, but we don't have time now, Satan is always trying to influence you in the wrong way. So that's why we have to stop listening to those thoughts. They're all evil.
Yeah. And one more thing, don't punish me because the other guy was on the phone forever.
I know. I got to run, though, and we're running out of time real fast. So go ahead, Adrian.
No, it's okay. I can call back. My ego can die. It's not a big deal.
All right.
It's not important, Jesse. I'll call you back.
I appreciate that.
I love you.
I love you too. Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Amazing. Super chat. Super.
John bought a coffee. Careful drinking this coffee with those white pants.
Amazing. Thank you.
The Key bought a coffee. The greatest attack is against those with a sovereign mindset.
Amazing. Thank you.
Also on Rumble, Jesse Lee Peterson Rumble, did you know, asks the Hake Report, you can super chat Rumble Rant right here on Jesse Lee Peterson Rumble.
Amazing. Thank you. Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Riley bought a coffee. Thanks for setting Booty Beta Bill straight, says Riley with a coffee.
What's that? Amazing. Thank you.
Riley JM bought 3 coffees. Is there a common age that mothers make their kids angry? I remember being about 4 or 5 years old when my mom dropped me off at a daycare. I was mad at her for that.
It happens as soon as you pop out of the womb, and sometimes in the womb. Amazing. Thank you.
Because of time, says Jesse, I had a great girl that I loved and obeyed me. I told her I didn't want a serious relationship because I was broke and living with my cousin. She since found a nice guy, got married, had a baby, and I have anger at myself for losing her. How do I stop obsessing over her?
Come out of your thoughts. Really. And stop making her your God. Amazing. Thank you.
Shout out to the top contributors over on dlive.tv/Jesse Lee Peterson. Coffee Talk with Sandra. I have books that are amazing. Zealous Hermit and Enoch 87 Bear. Thanks for the ice cream, lemons, diamonds, and subscriptions, guys and gals. And that's all for now.
Amazing.
Appreciate you.
Thank you. Amazing. Nice. Your guess? You have a guess?
Yeah, Deep Left Jockle will return on the Hake Report. I last had him back in September on the show.
His name Deep Left?
Deep Left.
That means he's a liberal?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's a liberal.
Yep.
Amazing. Y'all don't want to miss that then.
But he's a sensible one, so it's going to be nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Amazing. Coming up in a few minutes here, right after my show, the Hake Report. .com. Let me go to Richard, a first-time caller out of Illinois. Richard, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse, how you doing?
All is well, sir.
So I'm from Chicago, and I just wanted your opinion. So I lived in Chicago my whole life, basically, and I've lived in the inner city for the most part, but now I'm in a good neighborhood in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
But I just want to say that when people say that in Chicago, you know, the violence and the guns and things like that, I just want to say that the people here don't really care. Like, so there aren't any programs or things like that that's going to make people want to do good. But what do you think would be some of the things that you would implement if you can stop the Chicago violence and gangs?
I would encourage them to forgive their mothers and return to their fathers. Forgive their mothers for recreating them in her image. And forgive their fathers for not protecting them from their mothers. They can help themselves because they made babies with their mother or married to their mothers. And because 100% and nothing else, the reason that the black-on-black violence is happening is due to the anger of the mothers. They have recreated their children, their image, and they have lied to the children, said it was the father or it was the white man, it was slavery. It's all lies. They must return to the fathers.
Yeah, I kind of believe that because I grew up with my father and my mother, and they both were very strict. I'm the oldest of 5. But I've had friends, you know, who didn't have a father or the mother was only there.
Yeah.
And I just, you know, the new mayor here, I forgot his name, but he's trying to implement like programs and things like this, after school programs. I just want to say like that stuff, they're not really interested in that type of stuff.
No, it's a waste of time anyway. It's a waste of time. And Brandon Johnson knows that. I think that's his name. He's no good. Yeah. He doesn't want to help the people. It's all about himself.
Yeah, so, I just wanted to, you know, say that it's not really going to help because it's a culture, it's a music thing, it's a way.
No, it's the spirit of evil. The anger you see in the black children, older and younger, is that of their mothers. That's the only problem, nothing else. They got to drop the anger by forgiving their mothers.
But do you think it's strictly the mothers?
100%.
I think it's...
And now they're going out in the world and they're overreacting to other people and other situations, and that's just adding to their evil. But it starts with the mother. 100%. Have you forgiven your mother?
I wouldn't say I have.
And why not? Why haven't you?
Because I don't feel that she's done anything for me to forgive her.
Oh, so she was perfect?
She wasn't perfect, but
what did she do that wasn't perfect?
What did she do that wasn't perfect? She worked a lot. She could have been there maybe a little bit more. Yeah, that's about it.
She did nothing else wrong. She was perfect with everything else but being home.
I would say. I mean, she didn't beat us or anything. We always had food. We had good clothes.
What were those things that she would do at times that would irritate you? You wish she didn't when you were growing up. It just kind of got on your nerves.
Yeah, she wasn't really there a lot. She worked a lot. My father did as well, and I'm the oldest of 5, so I took care of my other brothers and one sister.
That's evil. Your mother was evil, putting those children on you. You were not a child. And they were not your children. She didn't even know how to raise them. She was evil for causing you to do that, and your father was evil for allowing her to do it.
But I would say that actually helped me as far as being an adult, a mature,
no, it didn't.
Adult.
It didn't help you at all.
I don't agree with that.
I understand.
That didn't help me at all.
It didn't. Your mother didn't even know how to raise y'all. That's why she went to work. How was she expecting you to know how to do it?
I mean, love kind of takes over and you know what you have to do for your siblings.
No, she didn't have love. If she had love, she would have stayed home and raised you all and let the father provide.
Yeah, but within our neighborhood, I don't think that wasn't really an option. They both had to work.
No, they didn't. Your father could have gotten 2 jobs. That's what the wife is for, to stay home and watch over his children and keep the house going and be there with the children until he come home.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just wanted your input on that, though.
But
I've been watching the show a lot lately.
Right on.
Yeah,
but the problem with the blacks is that they've been turned away from the fathers. They've been turned away from the earthly fathers, and as a result, they've been turned away from God, and they hate the mothers. All blacks, all people, period, including black people, hate their mothers.
Real quick, Jesse. So you don't think music play a part in any of this?
It does, but
it lies.
It adds to the evil that's already in the heart. The music adds to that. It awakens other angry emotions. But if they loved their father and their mother, meaning they didn't have an anger, then the music would be enjoyed in a different way. There would be no darkness in you for it to touch. It will only be light, so you'll be able to enjoy the music without getting any form of identity from it at all.
Okay.
The music.
I won't hold you. I know you're going to end.
Yeah, the music is only catering to the evil that is already there. But Richard, amazing call. Call me again, all right?
All right.
But tell them to forgive their mothers and return to their fathers.
All right, Jesse.
All right, buddy. Eric is a first-time caller out of California. Eric, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse, can you hear me okay?
Loud and clear, yes.
Awesome, man. Hey, I just want to say I love your show.
Thank you.
You've changed my life, dude. The silent prayer has really changed my life. But I have a question.
Okay.
I was in the Mormon church for years, and 2 years ago I started listening to your show, and it really, listening to your wisdom and the doubt I've always had with the Mormon church really changed my perspective. And amongst quite a few things about the Mormon church, the one thing that really provoked a lot of thought in me is there's obviously the 10 Commandments, but in the Mormon church, they have their own set of things you have to do to be worthy in the eyes of God, and one of those things was tithing. And I'm a blue-collar worker, man, and I don't have a lot of money, and I saw my wife putting out a lot of money. I saw my best friend, putting $20,000+ into the church every year. Yeah, 10% of his income.
Because of time, what's your question for me?
I don't feel like it's necessary, Jesse.
It's not. Let me tell you, because of time, give from your heart. Give what you can give. And when you give secretly. Don't let anyone know. But just give what you can afford to give. Pay your bills, take care of your family, and then give what you can give. And there is a spiritual aspect to that. When you give secretly, God will reward you secretly. But, like I tell people, give back to Barnes so we can help other, but give secretly. And don't give what you cannot afford to give.
So would that be like going and doing work for people that can't do it themselves? Because that's part of what we do in the church. Is,
No. Cut that out.
Okay.
That's all ego. What's the noise in the background?
Oh, I work at a tractor shop, Jesse. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. No, here's what are you doing the silent prayer?
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay, do that morning and night, and during the day, be present, and the truth will guide you. But do not give out of guilt. Give because you've been helped and you just want to give back. Whatever that might be, and then keep it to yourself.
Give me a quick example in your mind what that would be, Jesse.
Let's say that you paid your rent, you bought food for your folks, and you have whatever have left over. You can afford to give whatever without any strain or guilt. That's what you should do. And only you can see that in the present moment when it's time to give. But do not do it because somebody told you to do it.
Okay. All right, Jesse, I know you're trying to close up your show. Thanks so much for having me on your program. I want to say one thing really quick. Have you been watching the Fannie Willis thing? Oh, my goodness. What a mess.
What a mess.
What a mess.
I know, man. Did you forgive your mother?
Woman, yes, sir. Yes, sir, I did when I was like 18 and a half, and now I'm 54.
And so did you tell her you're sorry for hating her for what she done to you?
Actually, I did, because she was an evil woman.
Yeah.
So.
And how about your
father?
My father?
I never had a chance to say that to my real father, but I didn't. I wasn't raised by him. At the same time, when I was 18 and a half, I forgave my abusive stepfather. I told him, hey, I forgive you for the way you treated me.
All right.
I know you did the best you could.
Let me ask one last time. Does your wife obey you?
Oh, absolutely, man. She's very submissive.
Nice.
Yes.
Call me again, man. I got to run, but call me again.
Hey, brother, your show's amazing, man. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you. Amazing.
All right.
Nice. Who's on one? Yanira, first time call out of Florida. Yanira, real fast.
Hey, Jesse, what's up? So real quick, first off, Trump changed my life politically, and you changed my life biblically.
Amazing.
Second off, straight to the question because of time. About 3 years ago, I went into an evangelical church. I'm not a super churchgoer, but, this time I went, it was Good Friday. Pastor was doing this thing. There was music going. He was telling the story of, how Jesus came down and to the gates of hell, etc. And he was doing a really good job on it, on displaying it. And then he called people up to the front. I went to the front, and some other people too. He came down. He started touching people. Some people would fall. Some people wouldn't. He came around me. I've always seen it on TV. I've always thought that people got paid for that it was fake. He touched me, and I fell. It was like a force that just pulled me down. I didn't see a light. I didn't hear a voice. None of that.
Yeah.
But it did pull me down, and I fell. I wanted to see your perspective on that.
Amazing. Why'd you fall?
I fell down. I fell down. It was just pulled me down. I'm a pretty buff guy. I was trying to not fall down, but I couldn't. I fell down. And it's not like he pushed me or nothing.
Right.
He just.
Well, I don't know. I have no idea why you fell. It could be a mental thing. It could have been set up, and when you went up there, it happened anyway. I don't know. And if you don't know why you did, don't go into your head coming up with ideas. Just leave it as, I don't know why I did that. And if it means anything, the truth will reveal it to you.
Yeah, that's all this year. That's the way I thought of it. I really I kind of Googled it to see if I could find some answers. Didn't really find anything constructive, and I just kind of left it as is. So I just wanted to see what a pastor would, a perspective on it.
Yeah, leave it as, I don't know why I did that, and watch the thought that it doesn't fill in the blanks.
Easy day. Thank you so much, Mr. Jesse.
All right, buddy. Good to hear from you.
Thank you. Same here. Thank you.
All right. I am so out of time. Oh, I tried to get to everyone. Y'all saw me moving fast too, right? But I am out of time. I'll be back tomorrow. The Lord is willing and the creek don't rise. Bible Thumper Thursday tomorrow. Bible Thumper Thursday. So get ready with your Bible stuff, and we're gonna deal with it. Also, get on the straight and narrow and stay there. Just stay there, no matter what. Stay there. Keep your eyes on you, on the not you, and you will get to know the real you. All right? Do the silent prayer. Forgive your mama, everybody. Forgive your mothers, and forgive your fathers, your earthly father, and through your father you will return to God. It will be amazing. Thank you all. Hake is coming up now. He has a guest. The HakeReport.com. And then join on Friday at 11 and at 12, the American Anchor Baby. Take care.
Amazing.
And to the callers, bye.
You must know that so you get something went wrong, but face the truth about yourself and just seek first God's kingdom, cause
So, here's what I recommend. I invite you to download my silent prayer, and I want you to start doing it. You just download it, get the points of how to do it, and then after a while, you just do it on your own. It's going to point you in the right direction that your life will be returned to you from God. He will give you your life back, because anyone and all people who has anger, they're not themselves. You are the person that you are angry at. That's why it's so important to get to know yourself so that you can see who you're angry at. And if you're doing the hooping and hollering prayers and things like that, some people get up, oh, praise the Lord, hoop and holler, bless my mama, bless my daddy. Continue to do it. Do both. You will see if you want to stay with the hooping and hollering, or do you want to be still and know God. So my gift to you, no charge, at rebuildingtheman.com/church. Other than sex, I wonder, why would a man even need a woman today? Women don't know how to cook. They don't know how to clean. They're in competition with men. They don't want to be wives and mothers. Some want to get married, but they don't want to live in that proper position of life. Because the only purpose of marriage is to have a family. And that's been known forever. And so if you don't want to have children, there is no need to get married. And so I was wondering, why would a man even get married today? I never thought I'd see the day when women would come out of her natural role and be like a man. Even though she hate that role. When she was with a man that's weak, she hate him. But if he try to be strong, she'll stop it. I never imagined that. You're seeing good destroyed and abnormal is presented as normal.
Thank you, Jesse Lee Peterson, for an excellent JLP show. Going to close out the JLP feed and start up the Hake one, guys.